Yeah, it's the Bennington Show, kind of 70s music we're doing because we've got a very cool contest coming out a little later. Your chance to go and see a couple of big classic rock bands from the 70s. The one and only Joe Walsh is going to be out there, guitar god that he is, and Bad Company. So we started today's show with something off of Lemonade by Beyonce.
So controversial.
Yeah, it is. Have you seen it yet, Gail?
I have not seen it, but I want to see it.
I taped it. Everybody's going crazy about it. Here's my favorite thing about it. So this is Beyonce, and she puts out something probably hasn't done since Thriller. It's kind of a movie video. All the album songs are on it, right?
Yeah, it's like a visual album.
And supposedly it's a public spanking of Jay-Z and his cheating penis. But here's the beauty of it. So apparently Jay-Z had an affair with someone named, I don't want to say her name because I'm not sure of it.
It's Rachel Roy.
All right, Rachel Roy.
Who is allegedly...
Alleged. That's the best word to use.
Yeah.
Now, Beyonce's stupid fans, dumb as they are, have spent all week attacking Rachel Ray, the very nice food lady on ABC, thinking that she has been with Jay-Z.
That's the Bayhive. That's what they call themselves.
They're the Bayhive?
The Bayhive.
And they get happy when she's happy, and they get sad when she's sad, and they get mad when she's mad.
Oh, they get mad when their queen is mad.
It's like
insane.
The Bayhive versus, I would guess, the Yummos. I guess that's what we would call.
Yes, they are. They're the Yummos.
Or the EVOOs.
Yeah. And Rachel Ray had to say, look, I don't even bang my own husband. And then she said, not to be racist, but never.
That's just my thing. That's just a preference.
Yes. She said, I'm not racist, but my vagina is. That was John Mayer's big Rolling Stone line that got everybody mad at him.
Racist!
Because I think he said he wouldn't bang an Asian girl. Not with Mr. Whitey, and that's my nickname for my penis. So that to me is the funniest fucking story. But I taped this, what's the hashtag Black Lives Matter?
That's part of Lemonade.
Good. Well, I'm starting something called Hack Lives Matter. And it's just me going out there promoting boat comics.
That is so good of you.
They make people happy. Why get mad at them?
And they're having fun.
Yeah, they're having fun. There's a couple of old jokes. Sorry if some of their bits sound like yours, but, we're on a boat. I can't even begin to make it through this. I have never thought that the Beyonce was the pop queen that everybody else does.
Really?
Doesn't mean anything to me.
I think Beyonce is a perfect pop icon. I think she's been killing it.
Who would you compare her to?
I think, any big, like Madonna, I would put her on that level.
She's on the same Madonna level.
Yeah, I would put her on that level. Absolutely.
Mm.
I think she's phenomenal. I really want to see it. I don't know, how it's going to be. I've heard she's made some bold choices. I think it's cool. I got her last album, it wasn't like this. I don't think it was as cohesive, but her last album was all, music videos with each track, and it was like a surprise thing.
This is her version of The Wall. I get it. She's an artist at a crossroads. There's only one song of hers I like, and it's not when she's singing. It's when it's bum ba 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 bum ba ba ba. I'm like, oh, this is good, and then she starts singing.
Yeah, but
I'm like, I'm done.
You love the single ladies, admit it.
I'm not sure what that one is.
All the single ladies.
Okay.
That was her.
Is that the ring? Put a ring on it? Yeah. I only know that because little children dance to it constantly on the internet. I'm going to go with Joey Jojo because he's my pop weirdo kid. Are you a Bey fan?
I'm a huge Bey fan.
Now, who's bigger, her or Jay-Z?
I think at this point, I would say Beyonce is bigger.
Especially after this album, Beyonce.
You saw Lemonade?
Yeah, I saw Lemonade. I loved it, and my friend wrote her first track on the record, Pray If You Catch Me. Just to slip that in there.
Wait a minute. What do you mean your friend wrote
it? He wrote and produced that song for her.
How do you know this person?
I played basketball with him. And I used to host like a college radio thing, and he came on once and played a few songs.
I'm not sure if that makes you a friend.
No, dude.
Like, when's the last time?
You met the guy who wrote the fucking song.
When's the last time you grew up with him?
I can't sit around and say me and Danny DeVito are buddies because he did the show.
The last time I saw him was maybe like a year ago, but he's just been touring for the last year.
Sure.
Do you guys
that ain't
text?
a friend if you haven't heard from him in a year.
Do you guys text or email ever?
Yeah, every now and again we'll email.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
You're lying through your Minnesota teeth. I don't get this goddamn Beyonce thing.
Thank you, Chris.
I don't know what the hell happened between Destiny's Child. And now it's like a fucking cult with this Bayhive thing. And it's Bayhive or Beehive?
It's Bayhive.
Yeah.
She is, they're all Bayhives.
First it was B and now it's Bay. Just let it go.
Pronunciation matters.
Not to you, that doesn't.
It's fucking... I watched this Lemonade thing. It was on before Tits and Dragons on Sunday.
I know. That's why I taped it.
I had no idea what the hell is going on. I don't understand why she's so goddamn popular.
Really? You really
I
don't?
thought she stunk at the Super Bowl. I thought it looked like a crowd of people that were trying to get tickets to something else running around.
But we agreed that they all kind of stunk, and we know that they all have power on their own.
I forget who else was on that show.
The other...
Oh, Coldplay. See?
Coldplay, and then
stunk.
the other little guy.
She ruined it for Coldplay.
The other little guy.
Can I just tell you something? Now, in a post-Prince world, we can go back and say they're all underneath Prince when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Garbage. And now the Bayhive is attacking someone else after Rachel Ray. Is this like actress Rita Ora, who's also some chick that was like signed to Rockefeller Records. Now they're going after her Instagram account.
Yeah, but at least...
Why does that upset you? You looked really upset for Rita Ora.
And then you used to laugh during Jocktober. That's all it is. It's just a Jocktober. But here's the deal, or dilly, for you guys. The music has to come first, before all the visuals, before all the backstory. And I kind of put her, because of that, as a Britney Spears, as opposed to, let's say, an Aretha Franklin. You know what I mean? With Aretha Franklin, you don't have to know anything of the story. You don't have to see anything. You put that music on, and you're like, oh, she's fucking great. I don't know if Bebe can do it without all the hype.
I think that she can. She's got the pipes. She's got the pipes. She's got the presence about her.
Presence isn't what we're talking about. We're talking about music itself. And that fucking Single Ladies, that's almost like a joke song or something. You know what I mean? That's something like Weird Al could have put out. What is that called when you do that kind of wacky song?
A parody? A joke song?
No, not a parody. It's like has a certain name in the business. Denny would know what I'm talking about.
Denny knows everything.
But, you know, the Disco Duck song fell into that,
Okay,
all right?
Yeah.
Like a song that everyone's like, could you believe this is number one? And you laugh about it.
But I don't think she intended... Okay, yes, did it become the song
meme.
that everybody plays at a wedding when they throw the flowers now to the bridesmaids? Yes, it did become that. But
it's
I don't think that was her...
London.
It was that... It is. I'll give you. It's as bad as Werewolves of London. Chris's favorite song.
Coach just said that is laughing because Chris said that pronunciation matters, coming from the guy who speaks in cursive. You are just a thick-tongued potty mouth. There's no way of getting around that.
It happens.
There's nothing we can do. Did you mean to say shit happens when you did that?
Yes.
Okay. I thought so. Novelty song. Thank you very much. It's a novelty song.
It's a pop song. It's not a novelty song. I mean, in that way, then all pop songs are novelty songs.
Okay, then you're disagreeing with your own mom.
You don't understand my music, Mom.
Unfortunately, we do. I can't believe that you're not putting it on. Like when I hear this kind of music, I think a kid should be listening to it on some kind of plastic record player that can't break.
Sounds pretty cool. How do we get one of those?
Let me go over to my buddy Lewis. Lewis, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, guys? I agree with you. I don't get the Beyonce thing anymore. After she married Jay-Z, it was like she just started putting out really weird music. I can't get into it.
She never should have left the other ones. It was Supremes, I guess they were called. Destiny's Child. There you go. Okay. Same thing.
Yeah, they had a string of hits when she was in Destiny's Child. Not the not the new version, because there was 2 versions of it. There was one with her and like 4 other girls, and I think like 2 or 3 of them left, and then they got the one girl. The music that they did with the 4 girls, I thought that was really good stuff.
Wasn't one of Destiny's Children in here the other day?
Kelly Rowland, was she a Destiny's
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, Kelly Rowland was in here.
She's a child of Destiny.
Yeah, she was. To me, she's held it together.
Oh, God, yeah.
I don't know about this lemonade thing. And first of all, this is why she called it lemonade, because she said Jay-Z's grandmother said, "Life gave me lemons, but I made lemonade." I'm like, you fucking stole that, lady. I know you're 90, and that's nice, but that's not yours.
Get your wisdom.
At least just say there's an old saying that
Right.
goes.
Instead of fucking, I guess the hip hop nation feels okay about reclaiming anything that's out there.
She sampled
Yeah.
that.
I don't get it.
I'm looking at the clips. It looks great. I can't wait to
And
see it.
she's like trashing like stores and cars, and then Alex Jones said this is all just propaganda.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to take Alex Jones as
Chris
a fucking
is.
music critic. I know Chris does. Chris also said that it's really Bill Hicks because they have the same Texas accent.
I'm believing a lot of things right now.
I know you are.
But, I didn't realize this controversy of everyone saying that they think that it is possible that Jay-Z had this affair with Rachel Roy. That was actually what they're saying that fight was. Remember a while back when they were in the elevator and there was footage and Beyonce's sister Solange was like going fucking crazy and hitting Jay-Z? Apparently it was because she found out about this affair, this alleged affair.
Can I tell you something? That makes me wonder if Jay-Z and Solange weren't having an affair. Because who gets that fucking pissed off over their sister enough to start throwing hands?
Thank you.
I guess she's...
You're welcome, Chris. I'm glad I'm here to be your mouthpiece. I'm happy with that role. Thank you.
You said what I could never.
Yeah. I bet fucking Jay-Z wished he never put a ring on it because his life hasn't been good since.
God, no.
No, and he's fucking going around in bad business deals.
Come on, she's keeping the lights on at that mansion.
Yeah, after fucking depleting his talent, she just sucked it all out of him and took it for herself.
Like a succubus.
Yes, she's a succubus.
His best work's behind him until he gets rid of her.
Here's, let's go to Eric in Kentucky. Eric.
Hey, y'all. I never really understood the Jay-Z thing to begin with.
Now you're starting to sound like a racist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe so. I listen to plenty of rap, and I got lots of black friends. But
See, that's a racist
yep.
statement right there.
Nope.
That's the most racist thing that you could ever say, is I have black friends. And I know that I'm not a racist because I don't have one black friend.
That means most of your friends are white, and you need to explain that to them.
I just choose my personality. That's it. And so far, all the best personalities are white. No, what am I saying? I don't have any friends. I've clocked it down to really, I just could call Chris and go, "What's up, buddy?" That's how sad my life is.
Hey, Ron, how's it going?
Well, Jay-Z, it was always self-proclaimed for him. Like, he was always saying, "I'm the best rapper alive." And I like some of his songs here and there, but come on, dude, you're not the best rapper alive, and I don't think you've got the baddest bitch in the game, whatever he says. I never
What
believe
does he
a word,
have? The
Jay-Z.
baddest what?
He's got the baddest bitch in the game.
Oh, okay, I see.
Thank you, Gail.
Life.
Well, how many problems does Jay-Z have anyway? He never says.
Well, he has 99.
Yeah.
But let me tell you.
I know one thing. He's got 100 now. And that fucking bitch is definitely one of them. All right, this up on the iBang today. And Joey put it up there. And I'm not sure how I feel about this, but this is the latest people who just video Christie when he's trying to sit there and enjoy a nice Springsteen show for himself. The Daily News had 7 different people who were shooting him. Here, TMZ has it. And he's just a regular guy in a white shirt and tie. He's the only guy there. And there he is pumping the... Was that trap that he was throwing the fist up for?
Yeah.
I don't know what song that was. I don't think it was trapped. He just agreed to it because I only saw the Daily News one, and there's like 5. Go over to the Daily News. But I don't think that this is right. I think the guy should have a little privacy to fucking rock out with his cock in.
They're just upset that he was, he's still dressed in his business white and tie.
But then when he wears some high shorts and a tight sport,
the man can do no right.
Yeah. Well, this is funny because I remember when he play a couple more of these. Come on, Chris. You're driving everybody fucking crazy.
Everyone's really upset, Chris.
All right, another one.
Pretty sure it's the same one.
I'll just pause that.
He was playing the same one.
I know he was.
He tried to say it was pausing, but he wasn't.
There's Trap. That's when I was looking at. Kyle! It looks like, look, he was a beat behind that. Doesn't that look like a bunch of Nazis doing Trapped?
Yeah, it actually does. But yeah, I think this is just mean for me.
It is. They haven't circled this one.
It's just not fair.
Serious.
He deserves a nice night out to himself, and should be able to rock a little bit. He should be able to dance like no one is looking. This is the Jerseyest thing about Chris Christie is that he only goes to Springsteen shows.
Yes. And doesn't he have like a crazy number? Like he throws out his number. Yeah, he's one of those 280s, which is still low from guys from Jersey when they say I sell 280 shows.
They look down upon like garbage.
You got to hit somewhere around 1,000 before people are like, okay, you're a true fan. You could go to a Springsteen show and somebody will say, how many times did you see Bruce? And you'll say 15 times. And they'll go, oh, so you don't even like him.
Come on! Same thing with Fish fans. They just look down on you.
We know. Fish, yes, Chris. You bring it up constantly.
Fish.
You compare everything to Fish. What are you looking for?
Fixing something.
Okay. So, and this got sent to us at the Bennington Show at Gmail, the Bennington Show at Gmail, where they said, who did you think did the best homage to Prince? I'm gonna just put this out. It's probably going to be a little off the grid for people.
Okay.
I've had it with the homages. I feel like these are now become memes that everybody feels like they have to do one. Like the Bowie one, it was cool because certain people did it.
Right.
But then there's people that are nowhere near Prince's world. And what are they all doing? Purple Rain.
They're all doing
to
Purple
a fucking
Rain.
person.
Yeah.
David Gilmour just breaks into a Purple Rain. I know we got the Prince station here. Twice in 2 days I'm in the pisser and I've heard Purple Rain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the guy made 36 albums.
There's a lot.
You love him so much.
There's a lot of music out there. But yeah, there has been a lot of tributes, and I don't want to be sinister about it, but I kind of feel like they're like, hey, we saw how, the tributes went for Bowie. Let's all make sure we're on top of this because people really tend to pay attention. It's like they learned from the Bowie tributes.
Oh, well, I agree. And first of all, you're not being sinister. Cynical, maybe.
Oh,
but
cynical.
You're not being, if you were sinister, you'd be planning Chris's death. And if that's true, we all should be sinister.
I feel both apply, though.
Yeah.
Because it is a sinister thought.
All right, see if you can find a list, anybody, of the number of people who have broke out into one of his songs.
Well, I can tell you one that I liked because it was not, specifically because it wasn't just Purple Rain.
Right.
Was I saw the Mumford and Sons, which I don't know much about them other than one of them is Chris Stanley. So I'm not that familiar.
I'll tell you this. One of those sons is a great kid, but the other one, he's just a child you want to burn.
But
one child grows up to be. Now, Mumford and Sons should not be doing a Prince
But
tribute.
they were, but I appreciated that they did Nothing Compares to You, which he wrote and also performed, and I love that song.
I think that you do that song when Sinead O'Connor dies. And if I was her, I'd be like, so what happens when I die? I don't get anything? Something deep?
They'll just replay this
By the way,
tribute.
deep for Sinead O'Connor is the flip side of that fucking song. That's going deep. That was on the other side of the 45.
But I appreciated that it wasn't just Purple Rain.
But LCD Sound System did something, and I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Like, they were paying a lot of attention to him.
But this could be because he had an influence on so many people. Like, I think that he was loved by people who are into lots of different types of music.
Was he loved or Purple Rain loved? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, in other words, he had plenty of chances to do these songs while he was still alive and say, this fucking guy is great.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that the top 2 albums on the Billboard charts right now. Number 1,
Greatest Hits.
Hits.
Joe ran out and picked that up.
And number 2, Purple Rain soundtrack.
Which is also a Greatest Hits record, whether you like it or not. Is the time on that Purple Rain soundtrack?
I don't think they are. No, I don't think the time songs are on.
So that's not really a soundtrack.
No, it's really just his songs from Purple Rain.
All right, Coachella alone, there were 8 tributes during the.
All right, give me, and we will be sinister and decide whether or not these people should have done a tribute.
Okay, so it was LCD and Sound System. They did Controversy. Mavis Staples did Purple Rain a cappella.
No problem there. That's a pass.
All right. Usher and Major Lazer did a Major Lazer is just an EDM group, and they did I Would Die For You in 1999.
Well, that's not weird. I mean, Usher is like obviously a black pop artist who, I mean, that's not that weird to me.
That's racism.
Well, he was like Usher, like that would be weird.
To me, but Usher was always about Michael Jackson. Well, Michael Jackson, you know what I mean? Michael Jackson. Now I like Prince. No, Usher.
Right.
No, you don't.
All right, this is Sufjan Stevens, the tribute.
That makes total sense to me because those 2 guys are exactly the same. Yeah.
And they dress the same.
Yeah, and both of them not sure if they're a boy or a girl.
He did Purple Rain.
Of course he did. But way slowed down.
Another EDM group, Jack U, did Let's Go Crazy.
All they did was hit fucking play on his album.
They did a remix.
Sure they did.
Remix. Did it say that?
Ellie Goulding did
Ellie Gould
did When Doves Cry. Those are the 8 that happened at all right, and now here's some more. Okay. These weren't at Coachella, these are just anywhere. Jennifer Hudson and the cast of The Color Purple did Purple Rain.
That actually got me.
Great.
That actually really got me. And it was it was early enough where I was still.
It was the night of.
Yeah, so I was still very sensitive.
Well, I remember what I wrote to you. I said I noticed that black people celebrate faster than white. Like,
yeah.
To me, I know this seems off topic, but it's not. I'm just talking about that thing of if you truly believe in an afterlife, it's probably easier for you than it is for most Americans. And it's like when that shooting in the church in South Carolina, and then those people went straight to forgiveness and song and singing about heaven. I was just like, wow, that's awful fast for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to slow it down a little bit. Grieve.
Yeah, like wallow in it a little and just feel
wear it like
horror.
A fur coat wherever I go.
Yeah. I just like feel the horror of the whole thing. They're like, this is fucking horrible.
Yeah, but that thing, The Color Purple did it up. But the other one I wasn't impressed with. What's the big Broadway show everybody likes?
Hamilton?
Yeah. I wasn't impressed with theirs.
Yeah. I thought Color Purple crushed them. I know that this isn't a contest, but to me it is.
It is a contest. So right now the contest is called Who Grieved Prince Properly and Who Did Not.
Chris Stapleton did Nothing Compares to You.
What? Isn't that you? Aren't you Chris Stapleton?
No, Chris Stadley.
I don't know who Chris Stapleton is then.
Harlem Gospel Choir did Purple Rain on Good Morning America.
No, I got no problem with that.
Bruce did Purple Rain.
Actually, that was really great.
It was good, yeah.
And he only did it the one night, came to Brooklyn, laid it out there. I mean, the whole stage was purple before they got there. And it wasn't a Chris Christie night. Because it would have been really funny to see just Chris Christie texting, like Trump. I said I'd be there. I'm just busy right now with the Bruce stuff.
The Southern University Marching Band did Purple Rain as well.
Of course they did.
Pink Floyd, David Gilmour.
That one got to me a little bit because I don't think they had anything in common. You know what I mean? Like, at Pink Floyd, you're not thinking, oh, Prince, there's a crossover.
It's great party music.
And if you notice, his fans didn't even explode for it. They just allowed it. They pretty much thought that they were hearing something new.
What is this?
Is this new Floyd?
Elton John in Vegas.
What did he do?
He did.
What did he do, Chris? Just tell me.
Why are you hiding it from
I'm
us?
not hiding it.
Seems like you are.
The article doesn't have his tribute listed.
Now, what was your favorite non-musical tribute? Because a lot of the late night shows said a little something, did a
I don't
little
have
something.
one. I don't have one from any of those cold bastards.
I have one that I thought was really sweet, and that was James Corden. Actually, really.
What did he do? I didn't see this.
His was that it had happened. They had already taped the show.
Uh-huh.
And he looked like he had just found out, like his eyes were still red from crying.
Yeah.
And he looked all puffy, and he was just like, we already taped the show, and I wish that we hadn't, and it just feels weird not to say something, and just talked about how much he loved his music and how much he like impacted him. And he's like, I just felt the need to come in here and turn on the lights and like talk to you guys, even though like they're all, and it was just really sweet. I mean,
You love the James Corden. You know why? Because he drives around and sings with people in his car.
That could be.
You relate to that 1,000,000%. All right, come on, Chris.
Adam Levine and Christina Aguilera.
All right, can't stand it.
And then the cast of Saturday Night Live is also listed here for musical tributes.
Everybody's mad at them.
Yeah, they got the heat a little bit for that.
Well, Maya Rudolph had done something the same night down at Moon Tower, but that had been planned. She had done it before. She loves Prince. She does a show called Princess with her friend, and that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was really sweet and really heartbreaking because you know how much she loves his music, and yeah.
I can't see who this is because we're kind of lined up crazy here. It's either Ann or Jim. Ann, how are you?
In Boston, that's me.
Yeah, there you go, darling.
Okay, so this has gone on for a long time because I went in the 70s to a Queen concert, and Freddie Mercury, Keith Moon had passed away from The Who that night.
And what do you do? Just start playing drums off?
No, they did a song. My bad for not remembering, but they did like a whole little section of Who songs, and it was pretty special. I don't think he did it any other night.
Here's what I like about that, though. He wasn't doing that with the chance of going viral. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Now it's about going viral. Yeah. All right, talk to you later. Now it's like, oh, what can we do to go viral with this?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. Maybe we're just being too sinister. I don't know.
Sinister mood.
I'm going to apologize, and I'm going to say that every homage is beautiful.
And not sinister at all?
Mm-mm. I just went and had my picture taken looking down at his grave the way that Bobby Kennedy was looking at Jack's grave.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That out as a meme.
Can I put a purple filter on this? Like a purple?
Yeah, you can. By the way, so everybody knows, I've blocked my Instagram. So not everybody can go to my personal Instagram page anymore.
Oh, shit.
They were making fun of my kittens.
Was it the Bayhive?
Yeah, I know that it's private, but could you maybe follow me back? Because I
don't know how that
requested
works.
you.
I don't know how to follow anybody or get followed.
Keep requesting you, so.
I don't know what that means. I just put it out there. You know, it's all new to me.
You don't get notifications?
I might have some piled up. For all I know, there might be 80. You know, I don't know where to find it on there.
It's on the app. It's right there.
Oh, I don't know. That's an app?
Yeah, Instagram's an app. Yeah, big time.
Okay. I was just calling those little pictures. I call them phone pictures.
Yeah. Send me a phone picture. I don't know.
By the way, a lot of people are telling me I want to go Lyft and get off the Uber. And I had to talk in an Uber driver today.
Oh, Jesus.
As if the pilot had a heart attack, and I'm in the tower trying to teach him how to follow directions to an actual place.
That is on a grid.
That literally is on a grid.
I'll send you my Lyft code, and then we both get...
Now,
you
Chris,
take the Lyft? I don't want to get in a car with other people, though. I hate
No, Lyft is just like Uber, yeah.
Chris, is Lyft what you called when we went downtown when it was the Unmasked?
No, that was Get.
Okay, never use Get again.
How many of you got?
I have 3 different car apps.
What do you got?
I have Uber, I have Lyft, and I have Get.
Now, I've never heard of Get. Is that when they give you Coke?
Well, we had a terrible experience.
All right, so Get is their deal is it's $9.99 from anywhere from 110th Street to anywhere else below that in the city. $9.99, no matter how long you're going, no matter where it is, no matter traffic, nothing. $9.99. That's it. It's a great deal. But it attracts a different kind of driver. The driver we had was swarthy and weird.
Okay, that's not why I have a problem.
And he was.
What was your problem?
Not because he was swarthy.
What do you mean
makes
when
me
you
sound
say,
like a
let's just
fucking
what do you
racist.
mean when you say swarthy?
I'm happy to take a ride with any swarthy gentleman.
What do you call what is swarthy to you?
Like very greasy.
No,
like
it means
unshowered.
dark skinned. It means dark skinned. You weirdo.
Well, where is this term used? In the Bahamas?
I guess.
Who says that?
And I know this. I only know this because I misused it improperly because I thought it was like tall, dark, and handsome, but it just means like it's kind of a negative. I think it's a negative term, but it means dark skin.
Oh, I just thought greasy and weird, which this guy was. So this was on Tuesday.
So weird.
This was on a Tuesday, and it was when it was during the New York primary, and this guy was going up to street corners and screaming at people, "Vote for Trump! Vote for Trump! Vote for Trump!"
I got no problem with that.
And
I mean, he's involved in political. By the way, I think there's 5 taking place today. 5 primaries. It is Pennsylvania, the Keystone State. Try taking that state out of the union; it all falls in on itself. Maryland, Delaware, Rhode Island, and I forget the next one.
Connecticut.
Always forget Connecticut.
Why do you?
Well, it's because I kind of feel like they ruined the WWE. I'm be totally honest with you.
You forget on purpose.
Yeah, I guess I do. I don't forget. I avoid.
And by the way, the problem was not just that he was a Trump supporter and that he was swarthy, but that he was making like constant racist and sexist comments. He's only focusing on Trump and that he was dark.
He did say the term "do."
That's just like Italian.
Your ability to tell a story in these tiny little pieces that you have.
It's crazy.
If you know how they have their storytelling shows, his would last a second. He would giggle for a long time, add another second, giggle, and I'm like, what? It's like he's trying to Snapchat a fucking long story.
Yeah, this guy was a real life Travis Bickle. He was totally terrifying, and he's just like he liked Trump.
You know what? I just TiVo'd the Travis Bickle movie the other night.
Did you?
Yeah, I haven't gotten around to seeing it yet, but I was heading out the door and then I heard that weird jazz thing at the beginning of it. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta see this. I tried to sit down and watch, and I'm like, I gotta be there in 2 minutes, but I think this movie's only about 2 minutes. I never say anything I want to say until it's time to leave the house.
I know.
And I'm like, I gotta see this.
Isn't that awful? And it's stuff that if you had all the time in the world too, like sometimes it would be something that you would never want to watch, but because you know you have to leave. But if you have to leave for work, suddenly you're like,
I just don't go to work. I'm just like, I can't come in today. Taxi driver just started. And, I find out Chinatown is running after it. The amount of times in my life I'm like, oh man, I need to watch Chinatown again is embarrassing.
It's fine. Don't be embarrassed.
I was reading this story. I can't even remember where it was. One of the movie sites. But it was basically that the age of the auteur is dead. That thing that we grew up with, you know, the writer, director, the guy who's brilliant. You follow his career. Mm-hmm. And they were just giving out examples of like, you know, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy? You know, who directed Batman and Superman? The amount of huge movies that are done with people who really have no experience before that, other than, you know, some technical stuff, and it's because these movies are directed by the studios now. You know what I mean? It's basically the studio deciding how this thing is going to roll out. That's why all these movies are just about branding and stuff.
And I would imagine if you're a young or upcoming, you know, director, you would have to take that opportunity and say, okay, they're not giving me a lot of creative control, but I wouldn't have this opportunity and I wouldn't be in this position without it.
Well, they're all the guys that don't even care about creative control, that really feel like, hey, if we technically get the great shot, they're almost coming at it like an engineer rather than a director, rather than somebody who's trying to find that moment where human beings are moved. It's almost like we're saying robot directors. You're just going to have drones hanging around, shooting stuff, edited themselves, and then we'll go, oh, that was great. I saw it the opening night. I stood in line.
What's your favorite drone movie?
Star Wars, probably. I think Star Wars comes out on the DVD soon, right?
Yeah.
Will that be as big as Rush as the other one was? To try to go through it second by second the way those people do?
Of course it is. Yeah, everything's going to be taken apart, screen capped, and described within hours.
I don't want to screen cap it myself, but send me some.
I'll send you some screen caps.
I'm going to put them up on my Instagrams, which, by the way, are locked down right now. No one makes fun of my kittens. Drown them? No, sir, I won't. Love them? Yes, I will. And you know what? I don't block one person. I block humanity on my Instagram.
Wow.
Do you have any followers?
None. Right now.
Who's seen those kitten pictures, though? You want to get those likes?
Well, I'm trying to work it out so my mom can see them, but I don't know how to do all that stuff. I guess I have to get an app for it, right?
That is the app. Instagram is the app.
I'm going to go with Jeffrey is going to Apple school. He's like, it's very reasonable. It's one-on-one training, and the people are teaching me to edit.
Oh, my God.
They're teaching me to edit on my phone. He has a big problem where his assistants quit constantly.
He goes through them.
Yeah.
It's a new one every week.
I meed a new one pretty frequently.
Yeah, well, they didn't realize when they came on as assistant that there's no actual business to that thing. It's, now let's do my underwear, shall we? But yeah, I don't, it's America. There's not it's not a real thing. Dude, he fucking texted me yesterday. He's still trying to get that fucking guy on.
I got a text too about that dude.
Really?
He wants the dead guy on as many times as we've, said no. He just doesn't let go of the bone. That's why I've blocked everybody on my Instagram.
Good. Do not let Jeffrey follow you on Instagram.
You think he has an account, Jeffrey?
I'm sure it's Comedy Matters TV or something. The Gurian Instagram network.
America.
Instagram matters. Ooh. But isn't that funny that people don't care anymore about movies and how they're made? They just want to see the bright stuff.
They do like bright and flashy things and the shooty things.
Fletcher says the Star Wars Blu-ray has been out almost a month. Stanley still won't correct Ron.
I don't have a Blu-ray player, so I don't pay attention to when the Blu-rays come out. I don't have a DVD player. I don't have a TV.
That's my favorite thing when people say that. Why do you correct him when nobody has the information?
Not one person.
I don't know why it bugs me so much when that guy called yesterday and was like, oh, it looks like Gail won't say Rex Ryan or Rex Reed. I'm like, I didn't know who Rex Ryan was.
All these fucking guys do. And they thought,
but I don't want to be lumped in with them. No, I really don't.
You're not.
No, I'm not
You're the only one lumping yourself
It's
in.
just me. I was in the story.
I'm not afraid to correct. If I have the information, I'll do it.
No, I didn't think it was Rex
You thought
Ryan.
you were sitting next to Rex Ryan.
No, I knew I was sitting next to Rex Reed watching her go down a chicken leg.
He leans over to me and goes, this guy's a defensive giant. I mean, a real large, deep, brilliant man. Rex, you took the Jets twice in the championship game. Shut up and let me watch the movie. As horrible as it is.
Sanchez.
Rex Reed. Hated that movie so much he was dry heaving during it.
Wasn't
and
there.
Chris was going like this.
Ew!
Yeah. Juno Temple was in that movie playing kind of She was some like special needs or something, but sexy. It was a very weird movie.
Yeah.
But she's the girl that's in Vinyl.
Oh,
we
yeah,
love.
yeah.
She's the only character I like in Vinyl.
Yeah, I like her.
What would we do if Bobby Cannavale ever wanted to be booked here? Would we bring up that we're disappointed in Vinyl, or just act like it's great?
Just maybe not even mention it.
You'd have to, though.
I'd act like it was great.
I would actually say this. Dude, Vinyl is not only my favorite TV show, it's my favorite thing that's ever happened on Earth. Hey, we got a big TV star coming in here right now. He's from Modern Family, as I always call that, The Manny Show.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a new movie coming out with a bunch of funny people called The Secret Lives of Pets. That's a big July 8th monster. It's an animated, right?
Yes, it is.
Let's bring him in. I think Emmy winner. Am I right about that?
2 Emmys.
2 Emmys. That's multi.
Yeah.
Eric Stonestreet. Yeah, we keep it nice and cool.
My kind of radio show.
Well, the thing is, a lot of times we also have meat hanging in here. We don't want it to spoil.
Well, you just invited a big piece of meat to walk into your room, and it's hanging here right now.
Good to see you, my friend.
Thank
How's
you.
everything?
Very good.
You know, you got this giant TV show, just killing, and now a big summer movie.
Yeah.
Life is good for you.
That's how I guess that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
But it's new to me. I'm excited for people to see Secret Life of Pets.
Why is it new to you? Why do you feel like?
Well, because like I've done movies. I've done a
Please,
few
are you going to
things.
tell us that?
Yeah, I've done. a couple things.
Do you know that Gail and I were obsessed with you when she was a little kid? Go ahead and do the impression, Gail.
I think all the time when I see you.
I'm
the
so
first
nervous
time
right now because what if you have me
It's a home
mistaken for
movie.
somebody else? That's all I'm thinking about.
Elaine, your mother, called.
She's a handful.
She freaked me out.
She freaked me out.
We would stop the thing, rewind it, and watch that again. First of all, we were obsessed with the movie itself. I mean, it's such a
Almost Famous.
yeah,
is-
just amazing.
But it's such a great scene-stealing moment. It's like,
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Boy, you guys are great.
Yeah, we are.
I really like you two. No, that was that was the first movie I was ever in. That was the first movie I was ever in. I actually auditioned for Lester Bangs' part.
Is that right?
Yeah, I auditioned for Philip Seymour Hoffman's part, and when I went in, Gail Evan was the casting director, great lady, and I read the Lester Bangs part, and she said, and again, I had been on Dharma and Greg, like the only thing I'd done on TV was a role on Dharma and Greg, and she said, "Honey, you're great. Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Kansas. I just moved here from Chicago." She goes, "Well, you're not going to get this part." And I said, "Yeah, I mean, why would I? I don't know why I'm even here." She said, "But I really want Cameron to meet you. I think he'd really like you. And if something comes up, there's some nice little fun parts that I think you'd be great for." And I was like, "Okay, sure, we'll see." And she made good on it. And I went in and I met Cameron and did the hotel desk clerk part. And he made it seem as though the movie was about a hotel desk clerk. Like
great.
in that audition. I mean, he made me feel so important and integral to the story of that movie. And he surrounded me with his little handheld camera, and we're just doing the scene. He's like, "All right, now do it angry. Okay, now do it with a little bit of edge this way and do jealous or whatever." So that was great. It's awesome that you know me from that.
Well, the beauty of that thing is, brought up the casting, but so many great people were in that film that went on to just do terrific stuff. And I also think Cameron has an eye for that all the time.
I
too.
100%.
Yeah.
And because it was such a personal film, I'm sure that's why he cared so much about every moment. I think you feel that so much that every scene is important to
I
him.
am telling you that he absolutely made me, in the audition and on the day of shooting it, seem like it was my movie. And John Toll was the DP on the film, and I, unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to say it, kind of heard them having a conversation of how they were going to shoot me. And John said, "Well, we could do it this way," and blah, blah, blah. And Cameron was like, no, camera has to be right here. We need this guy. I heard him say, "We need this guy's facial expressions. Like, it's very important that we shoot it like this. So I was like, please, Cameron, win. Please, Cameron, you're the director, win. And he won.
Well, again, with that scene, it locks in that this kid cannot escape his mom.
Yeah.
That it's not just in his head that she's this difficult woman. It reaches all around the country.
Yeah. Have you listened to the director's commentary?
Yeah.
Yeah, with his mom. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It was such a really cool thing for me to hear his mom. She's like, oh, I love this guy. Great. Well, that's so nice.
Well, Modern Family is just such it's already an institution. It's already playing all the time now.
It's on all the time.
Yeah.
It is. I've kind of stopped watching the show so that I have something for my future to be surprised by.
Right.
I never thought I'd be one of those actors that like doesn't watch himself on TV, because I think that's so stupid when you hear actors say that, but I've kind of started to get it a little bit. I'm moving a little bit because of a couple reasons, in that, I realize there's all these shows in syndication that are going to be there when I'm 45. Well, I'm only 44, so that's just a year from now. But I really went back to my 20s there for just a second. No, but like when I'm 50, I'm gonna watch a show and be like, I think I want something in my future that I have no memory of.
Sure.
So that'll be like, I never saw this episode. That's really really fun. And now that we've done so many shows with editing and cuts that are made to shows, it's really fun to remember it the way we shot it, because we do, little things that don't end up making the episode. So, as you start to be on a show for a long time, you'll watch a show and you'll be like, oh, they cut that. I wish they wouldn't have cut that, or that didn't make the episode, and kind of bums you out. So then you're like, well, my memory of it will just be when we shot it, because that was really fun.
Well, that's a big part of being an actor, is like the choice is not yours. You can make the choice in the scene, but what they do with it later.
You learn to protect things.
Yeah.
And that's where actors sometimes get a bad reputation of like being a diva or hard to work with or something like that, because what you'll realize is like nobody has ownership of the character. I mean, Steve and Chris, the guys that created our show, created Cameron Tucker. I mean, so I can't say, well, I'm Cameron Tucker, I own the character. There is no ownership of it, but I do put the shoes on every day and the shirts and go in and sort of bring it to life. So there are times when somebody will say, well, can you do it like this? And you're really like, no, I don't want to do it like that. Because if you do it like that one time, that's the one that's going to be on the TV. And then you've just lost what your sort of interpretation of that moment was. But then you also realize it's like, well, the longer I argue with this, the longer we're going to be here. So there's no point. Let's just, I am a hired gun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I'll do it 25 different ways if that's what you want, But this is the way I think it's the best.
Well, there has to be something so intense that happens with an actor when you portray a character in a series, because you're spending so much time with that character. If you're studying a character for a film, it's probably very intense, but then you get to kind of release that. So you kind of end up building a relationship with
Well,
that
Cam's
character.
good for me because I'm not like Cam. Like Jesse's not flamboyant and over the top or anything like that, but he's more easygoing and like free spirited, and it's no big deal. Where I'm a little bit more high strung, I'm a little more skeptical and pessimistic and cynical in the world, and have way more of an edge than Cam does, and have, quicker to the trigger of things. I say I can go red light kind of fast. And so it's good for me to step into those shoes every day and sort of be reminded of like, don't sweat the small stuff. Stop and smell the roses. Enjoy these moments. Celebrate the moment. Celebrate people. Where, I'm a little bit more of what's next.
Sure.
Moving on. Boom, boom, boom.
And that's part of the problem when you want things to be good. When you want things to be good, you have less fun than if you're just like, hey, we're all here to enjoy each other.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of shows that I'm sure they had a ball on. I mean, I'm sure those old Burt Reynolds movies from the late 70s were the funnest thing in the world. But I don't know whether all that, I don't know whether they made the movie they set out to make. You know?
Yeah. So the trick is showing up and, having as much fun as you can with constantly moving forward. People always ask, well, does the do you guys just crack yourselves up on the set? And you're like, well, to a point, but then the crew really starts looking at you like, you think you're really fucking funny, huh? Well, we'd like to go home. Oh, you're really giving yourself a real funny bone here, so.
Because the actors are always the minority of the entire production.
Yeah.
There's so many people that work there, but all of us just know the people in the show.
Yeah, it's always surprising when people come to our set, any set, and you realize how close in proximity, right out of frame, somebody is to me, or something inanimate is to me. Like maybe I'll have to do a scene and like the frame line is right next to my face, and then right outside of it is a giant white piece of board. You know what I mean? It's like people are always like surprised by that. But yeah, it's that's one of my favorite things about being on a show is being part of a company.
Yeah. And that's why most people get into acting, right? When you're young and you're just thinking theater is my home to just be around these people. And it takes years before you start to get overly competitive about what should my next move be.
Right.
The beginning is just like to keep this thing going as much as I can.
And that was really, I got into it because it seemed fun. Mm-hmm. And as you guys know, passions sometimes start just to feel like work. And the trick is getting back to the feeling you had the first day you did this job or the first time you had an audition. I got to the point where, it was like, I have an audition today. Oh, and I think like from 2 years before that, it was like, I have an audition today. Yeah. All right. So you're constantly trying to recapture that feeling of excitement.
That really is funny. Like a lot of people will call their mom because they got an audition. It's happening.
I had to stop doing that, and I had to learn the lesson the hard way, and they did too. And I think it bums them out a little bit. But I just told them, I'll include you in on the good stuff.
Right.
I chose this journey for myself, and I don't want you to feel the emotional ups and downs of this business. Let me do that, and you guys just reap the fun rewards.
All right, the comedian Tommy Johnigan just tweeted us. He said that he met you once and said, "I love you," and went to shake your hand, and you were holding a vitamin water, so you shook his hand and the water at the same time.
How long ago was this, I wonder?
I guess it was back in your vitamin water stage.
Well, what's funny is I just slammed 4 vitamin waters yesterday here in New York because I was very hungover from Sunday night. So was this yesterday, Tommy John? I love fan interactions and people when I get to meet people, and I try my hardest to make it as real and honest and me as possible. And sometimes people, I think, walk away feeling as though I wasn't friendly or wasn't nice because I have a couple things going on. Their expectation is Cam. Mm-hmm. I'm never going to be that fun. I'm just not. I mean, I'm a real nice fella, but I think so. People always ask me, "Are you not feeling well?" Like, yeah, I'm feeling fine. It's like, oh, well, your voice seems different. I'm like, well, I'm fine. What, It's like, well, and then it dawns on me. It's like, oh, because you're expecting to meet Cam, and I'm just like super chill. But I think that's the goal. I want people to walk away like from meeting me feeling as though they really actually met me and not like the trumped up, hyped up 5-second version that I feel like they want to meet.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So when somebody comes up to me in a restaurant and I have sour cream on my face, I'm not super thrilled about it. And I'll let them know. I'll be like, bro, I got sour cream on my face right now. Can I have just a second? It's like, I feel like that's my sort of obligation is to be real. And I don't think people always know what to expect because I think, first of all, you meet famous people and you realize there's not some weird glow around famous people. You know what I mean? Like I always wondered like, well, what makes famous person so different? And you're like, meet them and you're like, well, they're just regular people. And I think the expectation when you meet somebody on TV or in movies is that they're going to really wow you with their presence. And I never want to feel like I'm putting on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, how are you? I'm super dynamic.
But you know, the truth is you are not Cam. I mean, you know, when you meet Henry Winkler, people to this day expect to meet the Fonz.
Yeah.
You know, and he never was the Fonz. He was just a good actor playing that part, but he's totally different personality.
Yeah.
And again, I think that also has to do with portraying a character, for television in a series.
Sure.
I think you're going to have, like, people are going to have that expectation more because they spend more time with that person, where I think you'd be less likely to think that you're going to meet the character that you saw someone play in a movie.
Yeah.
You know, I think most people are able to.
Well, because we're in your living room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's something very personal about that.
And you get in your car, get on the train or in a taxi and go to someone in a movie. Like
Right.
That's an outward experience and I'm an inward experience for you. So I love it. I mean, I love watching people's minds, you know, sort of like get it when they meet me sometimes. And I like meeting people. I mean, it's interesting because I think like most of my training as an actor, I didn't go to Yale or Juilliard or anything like that, but most of my training is just observation and watching people and like just, you know, mimicking their persona, their physicality or whatever. And I think the one thing that I struggle with is I can't be that guy as much anymore where I stare at people because now it's just the guy from Modern Family won't stop looking at me.
Yeah.
Where before it was just like, I'm really fascinated by the way he walks. Look at the way he walks.
Yeah.
You know, and now I can't do it as much. And that's a challenge. It's like I'm a very outward person. I was a very outward person. And now sometimes I have to be a little more inward, which is, you know, a little bumming.
I wonder too how many great roles or impressions of people that we don't know. You know, that maybe Joe Pesci met that guy that was so funny and so violent at the same time, but we don't know that what he's done with that.
Well, you know, I believe that an actor's role is a detective, like, and you know, to investigate and. You know, when you investigate, you absorb and you listen and you pay attention and all that stuff. So whether Joe Pesci knew that guy or not, there is absolutely, without a question, no doubt that someone in his life informed that character. You know, I'm basically portraying my mom as Cam on Modern Family.
That's great. I had no idea that.
Yeah, I'm just essentially kind of putting her voice and her sort of care and maternal quality into a 6'1", 260-pound guy. You know, those in the world of acting, opposites attract, or I mean, opposites work. So you take the soft presence of my mom with the big exterior of me, opposite things, and they, you know, kind of go together. So I think a lot of performances, some of your greatest favorite performances are for sure, no doubt. I mean, I studied improv and, you know, one of my teachers, Del Close, he always said, talk about what you know, get on stage and talk about what you know. And it's the same. I've always thought of that as acting. It's like, well, you know, find a window into this part with something familiar. And my mom with Cam was great because it's like a guidepost. It's like, well, nobody thinks my mom's over the top and a caricature. They just think she's fun. So if I always am just playing my mom, I'm never going to go too far.
Well, Cam was like the first stay-at-home dad that was good at it. You know what I mean? Like, normally if you do the stay-at-home dad, doesn't know where to put the baby and everything, but Cam had it together.
Yeah.
But it's funny, Louis Anderson was in, he said he's playing his mom in this.
I love Louis Anderson.
He's an amazing guy, right? He's just so sweet.
I'm so happy for him with that role, and I love him on Twitter. I saw Louis Anderson perform at Stanford's Comedy Club in Kansas City when I was probably a freshman in high school. And I loved his relationship with his mom, the Cranberries. Remember that bit he used to do at Thanksgiving? His mom would always, the Cranberries. But I love Louis Anderson's comedy, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, he's so great in that too, man. It's that thing that made everybody go back and reappreciate him because he's been around long enough where you start to take somebody for granted, and then everyone's like, "Wow, he's brilliant." I'm like, "Yeah, he's He's always been brilliant.
And in that role, it's crazy how fast you lose him in that character. From the second you see him, you're like, oh my God, is this show is going to be very peculiar. I can't believe who he is. And then a minute later, you're like, this is the character, and you move on, and you never think about it.
Such a great casting choice.
Yeah. You know what I have a problem with? The guys on my show have gotten fixated on a little girl that we watch grow up on your show, and they're all following Ariel Winter on Instagram and everything. And I'm like, I can't do this.
Look at these.
They're terrible.
Bunch of perverts.
They are. And Chris, you are too old. Joe, you're in the right age.
I wish you could see their faces right now. It's like I literally look like you just. When I turned around, it did look like a police lineup. I have to be honest. It's like they're both just standing there, like, Ariel is a very sweet girl, and she is beautiful. And what I would challenge you guys to do is learn enough about her so you accept and appreciate how beautiful she is on the inside first. And then admire her on the outside.
I will tell you, they haven't gotten to that point.
Well, still working on the outside.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's really gross.
It's really. Yeah. She's a great kid.
But literally became like a sex symbol in this past year.
We're all aware. I know. It's her Instagram pictures are
great.
Huh? What was it? Did you say they're great?
Yeah.
Great.
I am a clown that will twist you into a balloon.
That,
by the way, that was my favorite scene. I think.
Oh, yeah, that's such a
when you
wonderful
went out
moment.
as the clown to kick ass and then pulled out the clock. Come on, we're late.
Yeah.
It's the funniest scene.
That little fun trivia for you. The guy playing that guy at the gas station is one of my best friends.
Is that right? That's
and
great.
Has been since '98. Yeah, he auditioned for the part, and he got the audition, and I just said to the writers, like, if you can't decide, and he's as good as whoever, he's my best friend, and he got the part.
It's a great, great scene. This summer, July 8th, Secret Life of Pets comes out. thesecretlifeofpets.com. And of course, Modern Family airs Wednesdays, 9:00 on ABC. Eric, great to meet you, my
thank you
friend.
guys. Yeah, that's fun.
See you next time coming through.
Absolutely.
Hey, Friday, April 29th, Netflix releases the new satirical comedy film, Special Correspondence, written, directed, and starring Ricky Gervais. The film also stars Eric Bana, focuses on Bana's character Bonneville, a New York radio journalist, just like myself, and Gervais's character, Finch, his engineer, just like Joey Jojo, as they pretend to be reporting from South America war zone, again, just like us, because they're really hiding out in the much more comfortable New York City. This is basically our story brought to life.
Yeah, this is exactly like you guys, because you're literally breaking the news while faking it.
Right.
And when no one can find Bonneville and Finch,
or Bennington and Joey Jojo,
after the United States reports them missing, which happened,
yes,
things get messy. And that's when you guys and the characters head to war for real and get caught up in one mishap after another.
And Special Correspondence also features people that would be perfect for me sexually. Vera Farmiga, Kelly MacDonald, America Ferrera, and Benjamin Bratt. Probably shouldn't have said the Benjamin Bratt one, but I am totally in love with these other three women.
Watch Special Correspondence streaming starting April 29, only on Netflix.
Now, coming up, we've got a game that we're putting on, and you can win signed by our own Jim Norton, a copy of Happy Endings, The Tales of a Meaty-Breasted Zilch. Hilarious book. Matter of fact, has two of my favorite Jim Norton stories of all time, and I believe two of the funniest things ever written out in history. Just give us a call at 844-ROCK-GOD. That's 844-ROCK-GOD to win Happy Endings, The Tales of a Meaty-Breasted Zilch, signed by our own Jim Norton, who I'm doing Unmasked with this Friday. Jimmy is in this film, and you're going to get a giant a kick out of it. All right, watch Special Correspondence streaming starting April 29th, only on Netflix. And give us a call now to win 844-ROCK-GOD, 844-ROCK-GOD. Getting ready to play this game show, and you can win a copy of, Jim Norton's collectible, Happy Endings, The Tales of a Meaty-Breasted Zilch, signed by Jim Norton.
That's very exciting.
Well, I don't, this game that's being played, and what's the name of it again, Chris?
That's news to me.
All right, well, I don't know why you're yelling in your announcer voice. We're being people right now.
Okay.
It's going to be hosted by a young man who hasn't shown up in the room yet.
That's right.
That's you, big man.
Where is he?
He's running.
Here comes Vito.
You can hear his feet.
His giant feet are flipping. Now, Vito, you're hosting this, right?
Yes.
Who's shadowing you today?
That is Josh.
So why isn't Josh in here if he's shadowing you? He should be your shadow and with you at all times. This is one of the things that I learned in Vietnam many years ago. And I'm not saying in Vietnam. I'm saying watching Vietnam movies.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I didn't think you were. So you called that in Nam?
I feel like it was in Nam. I was depressed and listened to a lot of Motown music.
Were you in the shit?
I guess I was, I guess that's what you would call the shit. Josh, how are you enjoying shadowing Vito today?
It's great.
Now, do you notice that it's cooler in this room than it is in the other room?
Yeah, it's really nice in there.
Yeah, I got that from Eric Stonestreet as well. He was very happy.
Very pleased with the temperature.
That other room's like a goddamn sweat box.
So why not have it fixed?
Yeah.
We have engineers.
They need...
What do you always calling facilities?
Facilities, yes.
All right, so you've put together a game show for us today, right?
Yeah, and I'm really excited about it.
Go ahead.
It's called That's News to Me.
Okay.
And what I'm doing with this game is I'm going to give you guys 2 real news stories, 1 fake news story, and you guys got to pick out which one's the fake.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We've got loaded phones, so all of us will pick out what we think is the fake news story.
Okay.
We'll give our advice to the caller, but Lord knows they don't have to take it. They could go off board.
So do not give us the answer.
Yes, that would be stupid if you do that.
Making sure it's clear.
Yes. Here's the fake news story. So 2 of these are real.
2 of these
one
are real.
Is fake.
One of them's fake.
And we've got to find the fake.
And you got to find the falsity.
Okay, but don't yell at us. Let's just, we're all going to be friends.
So yelly in here sometimes.
Yeah, it is. It's screaming. All right, go ahead, bully.
Our first headline.
Is this the fake one?
Who knows?
Oh, I thought you did.
Man used golden retriever to
that's
smuggle
fake.
drugs.
Okay.
Second story. Workers in auto shop got bonuses in meth. Third story. Uber driver pulls gun on passenger who was about to vomit.
All right, all 3 of these are true. That's what I'm saying.
I thought they were all fake. Every one of them sounds fake.
Really, people point guns at people that are about to puke all the time.
When?
And I know that from working in a hospital. I would always scream, and I was working with children, and I would yell, "Don't you do it! Don't you make me pull this trigger!" All right, so Uber driver pulls a gun on a passenger. This is pretty common. I'm going to say that's true. Guy sells drugs with using a golden retriever.
Smuggles drugs using a golden retriever.
Was it up its ass?
It's up for you to decide.
No, that's not that.
Can't give you details.
I mean, anybody would.
I think he was carrying it in a little barrel, like
that's Saint Bernard. And that's how they smuggle whiskey to Eskimos.
Okay.
And what was the third one?
The
workers in auto shop got bonuses in meth.
That's a gimme too. I really feel like these are all true. I guess I'm going to take the fake one as golden retriever. Chris, what's the fake one for you?
All right, I feel like the golden retriever one is true.
I changed my mind then too. I'm back.
All right, good. I feel like the Uber driver is the one that's fake.
Dude, I know that I saw an Uber driver pull a gun on you the night that you were drunk.
It didn't happen. No, just for a little bit of puke, no one's pulling a gun. He might yell at him, might
I'll say
physically
this.
assault him.
The Uber driver I had today couldn't even find a gun shop. This guy was... Go ahead.
I'm going to say that the fake story is the meth bonus at the auto repair shop.
No, that's how they get bonuses.
100% true.
I mean, the thing is, you really feel like working on cars when you're snorting meth. So you're going to be on the loser side. Josh, what do you got?
The fake one is the meth bonuses at the auto shop also.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We're on the same team. I like that.
I think the fake one is the dog smuggling, because why would you use a retriever? There's more smaller optimal dogs that you
Yeah,
can
but
use.
so you want a big dog
want
with
a
a big butthole.
Yeah.
Then you can
Fill
just
out
stuff
that
a lot of
anal
meth
cavity.
up.
Even then, like a Saint Bernard.
So you're saying
back
it's
to
too
Saint
small
Bernard.
and too large.
Yeah.
See?
It's
You just
too
heard the word-
Medium.
It's too medium. It's just right.
You just heard the word Saint Bernard and you jumped all over it. Wow, this is going to be exciting. I'm going to go to Mike in Washington. And Mike, are you in Washington State or D.C.?
Washington State.
That changes everything, doesn't it, my friend? You know what that is? That's cruise country up there. No, it's Kasich country. I don't know what it is. Some
Bernie
other
country.
All right, you heard. Go ahead and give them the three ideas again.
Your three headlines.
Yeah.
1. Men used golden retriever to smuggle drugs.
Me and Joey picked that one. We thought it was too small. It was too large.
2. Workers in auto shop got bonuses in meth.
Clearly.
That's Josh and Gail have went in that direction. They just think that guys who work in auto shops don't do meth. I happen to know for a fact that they do, and they do a lot of it. And the last one?
And option number 3, Uber driver pulls gun on passenger who was about to vomit.
Bullshit.
That's Chris Stanley.
Bullshit.
All right. You're there in Washington State. It's a beautiful area. Grunge is dead. Mike, what do you got for us?
They're all tough, but I think I'm going to go with Gail. I got to go with the meth.
You made a giant mistake. What is it?
The correct answer
Yeah.
was actually that the man used golden retriever to smuggle drugs was the fake.
Ooh, incorrect.
Sorry. All right, we got a lot of people here. Everybody still wants to online. Everybody still wants to play special correspondence and win their copy of Happy Endings, The Tales of a Meaty-Breasted Zilch, signed by our own Jim Norton. And by the way, this book has been out for a few years, so it's a real collector's item.
Oh, yeah.
This is a classic.
Yeah, and it's signed by the author himself.
Yes.
Jim Norton. All right, do you have more? Do you have another game that we can play?
Oh, yeah, I have more rounds of this one.
Oh, I hope not. I hope this is it. I hope somebody wins. Go ahead.
The game is That's News to Me. The first headline.
I know. He's so annoying. He's really, really annoying.
Restaurant employee fired for putting his mixtape in people's to-go bags.
Did you say restroom employee?
Restaurant.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that could never happen.
Stripper arrested for biting customer's crotch during lap dance.
Happened to me. So,
And man arrested for attacking cashier with condiment packages.
Joey, you go first.
I'm gonna say the fake story is the obvious one. The stripper biting the crotch.
Because who would call the police?
Yeah.
Chris?
The stripper story is definitely real. That happened. The condiment packets is the fake one. No one's getting an assault charge with condiment packets.
Salt. Get it? Salt. And salt is a condiment. I'm picking that one as well. Gail?
Mixtape. Why would he be arrested for that? That doesn't make sense.
He wasn't arrested. He was fired.
Fired.
Still, I'm going to stick with it.
Why? You made a giant mistake.
Well, I'm making a lot of mistakes today.
I give out mixtapes tapes to every guest, and I get some great feedback. I just heard from Eric Stonestreet today, who said to me, "What am I going to do with that?" And I don't even have a tape player. And I said, "You're welcome, Eric Stonestreet."
Well, I'm going to stick by it. Mixtape.
Oh yeah, because the arrest.
There's no reason he'd be fired.
Josh?
I think the third one was fake. Man arrested for attacking cashier with condiment packages.
Yeah. So 3 of us have gone with that. I'm glad to see that you've abandoned Gail, and that's important.
Good.
In a game like
I don't
this.
blame you, Josh.
All right,
Not my
here's
best
Scott
work.
in Wisconsin. Scott, how are you, buddy?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Is that Wisconsin, D.C. or state that you're in?
It's going to have to be the state this time, Ronnie.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go with you guys, with Ronnie B and the Condiments.
Yeah,
you're right
so
on the
far,
last
I'm
one.
Great band name, too.
Yeah, Ronnie would be in the Condiments. Ladies and gentlemen, Mustard! Yes! Give us the answer.
Bad news. The restaurant employee fired for putting his mixtape in people's to-go bags was the fake.
Oh, incorrect.
Wow, Gail has the hot hand. There's no stopping her. All right, let's do the next one.
All right.
I didn't want this to take up this much time. I'm going to be totally honest with you. But special correspondence, you can watch that when?
It's streaming April 29th only on Netflix.
Go ahead. Read them off.
Alligator attacks man in golf tournament.
Sure.
Man pretends to be cop to get free hooker sex.
All right, that's my story. Leave me alone.
And guy gets
Hooker
arrested
sex.
for setting off fart spray in bar.
Well, I know the fart spray is just a stink bomb. And people get attacked all the time by gators in Florida, right? I mean, they have lakes on the golf courses. So what was it? To get free hooker sex, as you call it?
Man pretends to be cop to get free hooker sex.
I'm going to pick that one, Gail.
My pick as the fake story will
She's
be
the hot hand.
Alligator attacks man in golf tournament. Why? I think it is the plot of Happy Gilmore.
I switch. I'm with Gail. I switch now.
I'm going with the alligator one as well.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore plot that all of us have seen. Joey, Gilmore this?
Gilmore this.
Gilmore girl?
Give me the alligator.
Alligator?
Alligator.
It's the alligator.
Remember the judgment you had earlier?
Gary, how are you? Where are you calling from?
I teach in New Mexico.
Oh, is that New Mexico, D.C. or the state? Am I getting a little annoying with this bit?
No, we
I'm
love
still
it.
working?
We love it.
Gary, what do you got, buddy? All five of us picked that we don't think
I'm
Happy
going to have to go
Gilmore.
with you guys, man. That sounds like bullshit to me.
Yeah, he's a liar.
Great news for you. You win.
Correct.
Bing, bing, bing. Well, let me tell you what you won. Happy Endings, the tale of a meaty breasted zilch, signed by the best-selling author, Jim Norton, who you will hear on Unmasked this Friday. And it's a funny one. It's a good one. We're all happy with it.
That's News to Me segment was
What?
brought to you by Netflix and Special Correspondence. Special Correspondence is streaming April 29th only on Netflix.
Well, that was painful, but we got through it.
You saw it. You
Yeah.
saw that Happy Gilmore reference.
Well, yeah.
I took care of that.
You know what's funny is that I should have went. You went 3 for 3, Gail.
I know. It's
Your
really
genius
impressive.
is fine. You're like a human lie detector. And Chris, you're like a human liar. Everything that you say is a lie.
No.
What are you doing over there, Joe? You're running back and forth.
I'm just getting the winners'
Who
information.
hotlined us?
It was Jeffrey Green.
Well, why didn't you put him on?
His signal, he's calling back with a better signal.
Oh, we don't have time for that. Mark Norman's coming in a little bit. Mark Norman's trying to set a record for how many shows he can do in one day. And the record right now is 2.
I think he can do it.
Yeah, I believe so, too.
I think he can do it.
Why don't we give Gurian the hotline? The hotline should only be for one person, Hard Rock Johnny.
I will try. I'll get Gurian's phone, try to delete it out of his phone.
And Drake also for that hotline thing.
Call you on a phone. Late night when you're near. I wish Beyonce would run off with him.
That would be great. That would be great.
Hey, he's from Canada, right?
Yeah.
He is.
Then I propose Canada comes up with a Drake Lake. And that, they just take any lake. They call it the Great Drakes, and they really don't have to change that much.
Just do it already, Canada.
They just found out about it.
I mean,
He's your greatest export.
Really? You think so?
No, I hate Drake.
What?
he does. He hates Drake. He hates
I hate him
Queen
going
Bey.
back to Degrassi, Next Generation.
Yeah, and he also says no one brings up that he was in Degrassi, but
They don't.
Everyone does.
Everyone
Every
does
article.
all the time.
Every article.
I hate Jimmy.
Our buddy Chris Gethard is on Conan tonight.
Nice. I can't wait to check that out.
He's great. I just love him. Amy Schumer is on the cover of Vanity Fair. as I think now considered the most beautiful woman alive. Wait, Annie Leibovitz shot that?
Yes, she did.
Wow.
God.
That's like the classic Marilyn Monroe pose, like the red satin sheets, blonde.
I don't go back as far as you, so I don't know. I wasn't around for the first Playboy. That's the Playboy picture,
yes,
right?
it's the very first like centerfold or first cover, I think.
Annie Leibovitz is this fantastic photographer. You can find her books, and she's done many of the rock things for Rolling Stone. Here's my favorite story. So a guy walks up to her on the street. This is years ago. He called me and told me this story. And he says, Annie, can I get a picture? And she's like, sure. And she starts to stand next to him. He goes, no. Take the picture of me and my wife. So he makes her take the picture. And now he has it blown up, and he has what he considers an Annie Leibovitz over his dining room table.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Years later, karma caught up with him, and he choked to death.
What?
And this is the weird thing, a lima bean, a small lima bean. Apparently, he was allergic to it, and
swelled up.
Yes, his entire throat swelled, but the lima bean never went down, and it stayed that way.
Oh God!
Yeah, and that's why I tell people don't be racist. Get along with everybody.
Yeah, you do say that, and I know why.
Everybody except for the Danes. Those fucking people.
You always hated the Danes. Got to hate the Danes.
Gotta hate the Danes. Chris, you okay? Maybe you shouldn't be in this fucking room making everybody sick.
Look, it's spreading. It's spreading.
You feel it in your lungs? Are you having lung problems?
I'm coughing up a lot of bad
That's where
stuff.
I started
sick,
mine.
though.
Here's the thing. It's spring. So we've got this weird, funky, green, I guess moss, flying moss.
Yeah.
And it's filling up our lungs. But now, because of everybody dying lately, I start going like this. Oh, is that something worse? Or is this something... Like, for years, I never cared if you know what I mean? I could have been shot, and I just go, just give me some juice, and I think I'm fine. I just felt like juice would solve anything.
Oh, yeah, nice cold glass of juice.
Any kind of juice, really,
A little pineapple juice?
Yes, that's one of the juices, Chris. That's not outside the juice family.
Just making sure. I love pineapple juice.
Yeah.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
But here's what, a long time, he goes out and he goes like this, can we get some cow juice? And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And I found out later it was milk.
Yeah, you guys didn't call it cow juice. That's what we call it in my house. Like, get a jug of cow juice as opposed to getting milk.
As opposed?
Well, yeah, my parents wouldn't say milk. They say cow juice. So I picked up cow juice.
Right. Well, now you're an adult. You don't have to do that anymore.
You don't have to do any of the things they said.
Sometimes I fall into bad habits,
You don't have to do anything like clean up that place.
Oh, no.
Ricky Gervais is going back to doing stand-up. That's up on the iBank today. And the Gary Shandling Memorial Service it was a memorial service that was produced by Judd Apatow.
That's a very cool thing to have your service produced by
Well, Sarah Silverman came up and she said, you know what I do after I masturbate? I go to a memorial service. And she said that was a Gary Shandling joke. They came up with a couple things. One was Gary Shandling talking about Bill Cosby. He says, look, I don't care what happened. He taught me so many things that I use in my private life. And he's funny son of a bitch. And, in the middle of all these vast deaths, we don't even have time to sit and be crushed about Gary Shandling.
Yeah, that one was so shocking. And yeah, I feel like it really... Never saw that one coming. It's just, there's always those kind of people that you're like, oh gosh, when is this going to happen?
What happened to Gary? He did the same thing the three of us are doing. Oh, we're sick, but there's no sense in going to the doctor.
There's no point.
Why would I go to the doctor?
A little allergy, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I know a guy who choked from an allergy on lima bean.
Right, that's true.
I forget who it was now. Who did I say it was?
I think it was the guy who had the photo taken by Annie Leibovitz.
Oh, that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be him. It's got to be somebody else. That doesn't make sense.
It's definitely that guy.
Are you sure?
Positive.
So we've got other games to play today, too, right?
Yes, we do. We have definitive 70s rock trivia to play as well.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's when we're giving out tickets to anywhere in the country that you want. This is the beautiful thing. We do this by satellite. I should explain that to Josh. Every morning we shoot a satellite into space, and then that satellite, like a little red dot, comes on the top of it, and then we are able to be heard all over North America and oddly parts of Portugal.
Yeah. Very specific parts.
Yeah.
Not all.
The free part.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Hey, she's disgusting.
Do you have a cough button?
You're going to
by the
switch
way?
out with Joe today.
Okay.
Because you are trying to make us all die.
I'm not trying to make anyone die. I don't feel sick. I just have a cough. That's all.
You got to do the, like the
Vampire cough.
the vampire. That's what
What's
it is.
that?
It's called the vampire cough because you're coughing like a vampire.
Like Count Dracula.
What bullshit?
He coughs like he's blowing a kiss at everybody in the
Yeah,
room.
he does. You're not
so it
covering
travels
it.
around.
You've got to cough right into the crook of your arm.
Yeah, or
not
he'll
into your hand.
Or he'll cup his hand and make it the Winchester Cathedral. Winchester Cathedral. You're breaking me down. That's what radio sounded like when I started. Hello, everybody, in every ship at sea. Vampire cough, Josh. Vampire cough.
My bad.
I like to call it the dab.
The dab?
Yeah, like
The dab is over, my friend.
oh man.
So is Cam Newton's career. How about that?
Did you expect that to get a laugh?
Not sure.
Why?
Met with
The guy just
awkward
won the
silence.
MVP.
Yeah, but he got destroyed in the Super Bowl.
Yes, but he just won the MVP.
So
There's nothing's going to happen for that team next season. Nothing's happening.
Hold on, everyone. The fucking amazing Nostradamus has come back to Earth. From what I understand, you have zero predictions come true. All right. So let's. Do we need to take another break, or we can go for a while?
We can go for a little while, yeah.
All right, good. Who you were screaming at me today in the street that somebody was leaving ESPN?
Yeah,
he sees me from 50 yards away and he's yelling this as if it's important news, and I still couldn't hear his thick tongue babbling. And inappropriate cursing in the street. We don't know all those people,
but they're adults.
I
for the
wish I
most
could
part.
remind
there
you
were
of that.
people holding on to their parents. They were underneath their parents' belts.
I don't understand what those people are.
Remember when you were so little that you had to hold your parents' hands like your hands would be up in the air?
Can you even remember that weird sensation of how little? There are certain sensations that you forget you had all the time. That's one of them, like that feeling when you could kick up in between your parents while they
that was
have.
exciting.
But then, do you remember if you drank too much liquid, how it would get all swishy?
So drunk.
You know, you get all swishy in your stomach.
yeah.
And you'd
you
be
could
jumping
actually
on
hear
the bed. And I realized you don't have that as an adult. You don't have a limit to the liquid that you drink.
I bet Joe does. I bet if we had Joe drink a bunch of water, we could bounce it and
Just
hear
swish
that.
'em.
Yeah, hear that half gallon of, I think you called it cow juice.
Cow juice.
Sound going back and forth.
We'll see, Jay.
But yeah, that thing that when you would hold your mom's hand like you had a balloon. That's how small you were. Your hand was up in the air. And then I look at her now and I go, she's so tiny. What was I, like a foot tall?
Yeah, you were just a little itty bitty thing.
Ah, my whole life was ahead of me then. You know? Thought I'd do something better than radio. Well, what are you going to do? Stuck on this show.
Oh.
Good show, though.
Yeah, I guess it is a good show. I mean, to some people, not to me. You know, I've had enough. I've been around enough to know, oh, this isn't so good.
Good point.
But what did you bring up there, Chris? You started talking about, you were yelling at me that somebody was leaving ESPN.
Mike Tirico's leaving ESPN. He's been there since 91. He's
Big
going to
mistake,
NBC.
Mike.
I think so, too.
Is he taking over Sunday Night Football?
They don't know what he's doing yet, but he's just leaving. They said he might get the Olympics or he might get Thursday Night Football.
They're going to give him the Olympics.
That was one of the things they threw out there.
Bob Costas is just like this in his paper. What the hell?
Tirico.
Was it the pink guy that did him in?
Oh, God, that pink eye was so disgusting the last Olympics.
It's nasty.
Was that Olympics or was he covering
No, it was
the
Olympics.
World Cup?
Winter
It was
Olympics.
Okay. Yeah, that
it
was
winter. It wasn't summer.
It was winter.
I thought it took place in London. The next Olympics, Brazil hasn't gotten around to building anything yet. They actually said this: do people need tracks to run on? And they're like, what? And they go, we got a lot of great parking lots.
It was just like, what do we need? What do we need? What do we need?
We have slums.
They're going to bring their own shoes,
You
right?
know what? That fucking third world thing that you do about other countries.
They have the favelas. That's what they're called.
Yeah, that is what they're called.
Well, you know
So
what? You live outside the Queens favelas.
I do.
I dropped him off not too long ago and then cried until I got back to the bridge.
I hope he's
You know
gonna make
what's-
it.
You know what's funny in your neighborhood? I dropped you off and I got not that far away, and there was just a Ramada Inn or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I just started cracking up. I'm like, why would this Ramada Inn be in the middle of Queens?
There's a cluster of Ramada Inns and Best Westerns. So I'm gonna guess for illegal activity.
Hooker sex is known now.
Yeah, there's a lot of strip clubs also around there,
right?
And like around Queensboro Plaza, it used to be really bad. It's a lot better now, but around that neighborhood, there's a lot of weird shit going on.
I would seriously rather go into a haunted house than to sleep in your neighborhood.
There's a lot of very bad motels around there.
Jerk Store Sean says, I think Chris's cough button is just a button that plays a soundbite of his cough. All right, let's take a break here, Chris, and then we'll come back and give out tickets, your tickets to go see. And really, it's the summer, and you got to make a summer show. It's the One Hell of a Night tour with Joe Walsh and Bad Company. You can check local listings for a tour stop near you, and we can give you tickets anywhere in the country thanks to the good folks at Live Nation. They're promoting One Hell of a Night tour with Joe Walsh and Bad Company. Call us up for tickets right now, 844-ROCK-GOD. That's 844-ROCK-GOD to win Joe Walsh and Bad Company tickets, 844-ROCK-GOD. We'll take a quick break, come back and give out those tickets. This is Bennington. It's a Bennington show with our great rejoinder music. We've got a lot of people holding on to play the game show, the definitive 70s music trivia game. Now, I gave Chris a little bit of shite yesterday.
You did.
For coming in here with a simple label and a modest bottle wrapped around it. I mean, if you've got a good product,
sure, that makes
you can
sense.
go simple and modest. But when the thing is as bad as this one, we need to spice it up a little bit. And we called on Joey Jojo to do a new game show. Now, you got to remember, Joey, you've got to hit everything here. It's the Live Nation Trivia Contest, One Hell of a Night tour, Joe Walsh, Bad Company. Do you feel like you've nailed it?
I feel like I hit all the points, yeah.
Let's here's it.
K-Billy's super sounds of the 70s weekend just keeps on coming with this little ditty.
Call now to win tickets. Call now to win tickets. We got a quiz. If the answer is right, 844-ROCK-GOD for one hell of a night. Ooh, call now to win tickets. Joe Walsh, Dorian, with Bad Company, all right. Together, forever, for one hell of a night.
Well, first of all, Joe, you have the voice of a 70s rock god's nephew.
Thank you.
He's stuck. It could be a movie. It's a rock god that's forced to take his infant nephew on tour with him, and the guy's always disappearing and ended up with groupies. But at the end, we find out that baby's got a great rock voice.
He's got talent.
Now, there's a thing called shoehorning all the information in.
Yeah.
And Joe did just the opposite, where he took 3 syllables and turned it into 7 to make it fit the song.
Yeah, threw a lot of words.
It's one hell of... All right, Chris, are you ready?
Yes, I have my trivia question.
Jeremy in Houston, how are you, my friend?
Still good.
Jeremy, are you ready to play this?
Yeah.
One hell of a night tour, Joe Walsh, Bad Company. We'll get you as close as we can to Houston. Chris, what's your question?
What band with a former member of the Small Faces did Peter Frampton perform in before he went solo?
I think that this question isn't even correct. Because he did something, he did Frampton's Camel before he went. All right, this is a great early 70s rock band. And I'll just give away this hint. Tom Sharpling bored Patti Smith with this in an elevator. Do you have an answer?
I don't know. Traffic.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Incorrect.
Oh, incorrect.
Here's Joey, Long Island. Do you have an answer to this question?
Hi, how are you? No, I do not. How about Cream? I have no idea.
Cream. Sorry.
Oh, incorrect.
Gosh, you ended up 30 days in the home. Anthony in Maine. And he punched out. Here's Shane in Texas.
Jesus, Ronnie B, I don't know, buddy.
Read it off again, Chris.
What band with a former member of the Small Faces did Peter Frampton perform in before he went solo?
Why wouldn't you just say who the person was?
I'll add that.
Well, this is it. Oh, you don't know the answer? What'd you do? Just take a question off the internet?
No, I didn't.
You just lost question. All right, Joey Jojo, you're taking. I had you take over the beginning of this. You're also going to be taking over a game show host.
Yeah, because he's
Got it.
70s rock lover.
Yeah, he is. And Chris is. I just stole something off the internet.
I didn't steal that off the internet.
Well, then why wouldn't you know the answer even though you picked it up? Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, is it Humble Pie?
Boom.
Correct. Correct. Congratulations to our winner. Today's trivia has been brought to you in celebration of the upcoming One Hell of a Night tour with Joe Walsh and Bad Company. Check local listings for a tour stop near you.
Now, I'm waiting for Mark Norman to come by, and quite frankly, I don't want him to lose his mojo, which was a big problem that he had on the bonfire over the weekend. So, Mark Norman not in the building yet, or he is?
He's coming down the hall.
He's coming down the hall.
Yes, he is.
All right, good.
Coming down the
All right, so did you want to read off what that thing was again before Mark gets here?
It's the One Hell of a Night tour with Joe Walsh and Bad Company. Check local listings for a tour stop near you. That's what today's trivia was brought to you by.
Why did he take him back down the hall? Because I saw him up there.
Don't know.
Mark Norman, how are you, my friend?
Hey.
I was just saying I don't want you to lose your mojo.
Oh, I didn't know we were
like
hugging.
what happened on the bonfire. Yes, it's awkward.
I
It's
know.
an awkward
I'm
hug.
a hugger. Sorry.
Yeah, that throws a lot of people off. We're on the air too, Mark, so you know. My team did I like to say one hell of a night job of bringing you in here. But great to see you, pal.
Hey, good to be back.
First of all, wearing that cool kind of Saints shirt looks like you bought it faded, or have you had it a long time?
I've had it, 4 years.
Okay, sweet.
Slightly distressed, though.
That's a distress. They like it distressed now.
Yeah, that's the look. Now, I brought this up. The bonfire kept you too long. You felt like you lost some of your mojo.
How'd you hear about that?
Well, it's done on the radio, so it's.
But did I mention that on the radio?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how out of it I was. It was a 3-day bender, booze, vagina, barbecue, and I hit a wall on that couch.
How is that different than the rest of your life? Because it seems like that's your reputation.
I have less barbecue here. Meat really slows you down, That brisket, it weighs on you, and I was shitting blood. I was drinking so much I was ovulating. It was wild. Yeah. Those festivals, I go nuts.
Just because you see other comics?
Yeah, it's other comics there, and there's free booze, everything's open bar, and you're like, all I have to do today is do one 15-minute set in 7 hours. Bring on the local beer.
Yes. So you were local beer, local girls.
Yes.
Local meat.
Exactly.
Okay.
That would be a great store. Beer,
really,
meat, and girls.
Yeah, beer, meat. Well, yeah, we could be I was thinking about this. I was thinking the number one famous genre of food in New York is still the steak after all these years. If you went by famous restaurants, right? I don't think we could name 7 famous Italian restaurants or 7 famous soup, but anybody could whip off the steak things. And it's the easiest food in the world to make.
There is a New York strip, literally.
Yeah. But you can get good steak anywhere in the country. And when people go, what's the best place to go for steak? I go, what's the closest place to your house? Because this is steak.
And the best thing you can do is like as little as possible to it.
Right.
So you have
That's
really
true.
good quality meat. You
get a good
barely
quality
cook
meat.
it.
Yeah.
You knock the fucking horns off of it, you wipe its ash, you rub it across the grill, and you throw it on somebody's plate.
Yeah.
And that's done.
This is you might kick me out for this.
Yeah.
Not a huge steak guy.
No, I have no problem with that.
Really?
Yeah,
Usually,
I have no problem.
I get called a fag and kicked in my ass.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't use the other F word because this is 2016 and Chris is gay.
Yeah.
Well, they call it to me. I'm not saying I'm that guy.
Oh, I know, no.
Fucked up.
I know. But, and you said it with an A, so I have no problem with that.
Not fagger.
Yes,
Right.
that's the best way. But no, I think it's an overly beloved thing when you could go out for so many better meals.
I agree.
Than just people think giant, thick meat. That's what you want. You're like, not really.
I feel like fried chicken should take the place of where the steak.
Love fried chicken.
Chicken and waffle guy, though?
Love chicken and waffle. I'm a
Me
southern
too.
douche, so I like all that stuff. But the steak, it's just one thing. I'm just eating the same thing over and over every bite. To me, that's not that great.
Chris, you are a steak lover.
Love steak. Can't get enough of it.
Weren't we supposed to have someone deliver some steak to us this
yes,
week?
Johnny's supposed to be delivering steak. Tomorrow or Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday's the grand opening to the party or whatever they're doing. They asked me to stop by some party.
Okay.
So Wednesday.
I'd like to get the steak, but not stop by the party if that could be worked out.
Okay. I'll work that out.
I don't like to go to openings to things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
like to go to closings. I'm like, this is too bad. Your restaurant's
so sad.
All right.
I'm gonna miss this place.
Well, one of the things, if your friend is closing a bar or restaurant, they'll let you take some stuff.
That's true.
You could take tables. You could take any of the plates that you want.
Salt shaker.
Yeah, salt shaker. That's what I'm saying. Anything at all. But do you really want someone's old utensils? Like, you would never buy utensils, but that's what you eat in every restaurant.
Yeah, and if you really think about it, you're eating from something that's like thousands of mouths have been on this.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, good time. When I was a waiter, I used to eat off people's plates all the time and get a lot of flack for that.
On the way to or the way back?
Mostly if it was a fry, maybe 2. But on the way back, the shrimp and
enjoy
piece
yourself.
Of steak, go nuts.
Why? Who would be mad at you for doing that?
You'd be scraping the plates and you'd grab it, and all the other waiters would be like, come on, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I would have gone down on her. So what's the difference,
I would agree with that. And also, we don't want to waste food in this world.
And it's a shrimp. It's an individual.
Yeah.
It's off to itself.
No, I agree. You're not like eating like some leftover.
Like a bite of someone's burger.
I'm not going in with a fork and twirling spaghetti off theirs, But yeah, I'll
You
definitely
can take a shot at like the uneaten side of the burger.
Well, that's risky, but it's doable.
Is there anything that you will not share with people? Even
no, I have no problem.
There's not a food that bothers you to share.
No. If someone says, can I have a bite of your hoagie? I'm like, yeah, here, take a bite.
I'm with you. Although I was drinking a milkshake the other day and I gave a friend a sip, and as he handed it back, I saw the stream of saliva go from his mouth to the straw as he pushed it back to me. It ruined it. I had to get a new straw. I had to go to therapy. It was a lot.
First of all, the person should always have another straw because you get straws on the table. Here, take the straw, a fresh straw, and then you take that straw away with you. That's how I am with some of that. But you never, under any circumstances, want to let germs bother you because you'll become that fucking guy.
Exactly.
And that's not worth it.
I agree. How did you really listen to the bonfire episode?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, I was off. Damn it. I wish you hadn't heard that.
Yeah. I'm like, what is wrong with Mark Norman? I was screaming.
I had a set of my life on Opie and Jimmy 2 days in a row, and then boom, that's where I lost it all. It's like my boner went down and I couldn't get it up.
Kept you backstage too long, dude.
They do that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's all about soda. You know what I mean? It's all about soda. This guy wants to be the bride at every woman, at every wedding, and the corpse at every funeral.
You said it, sister.
Yeah. Look how many things that Mark Norman has going on in his life.
So much.
It looks like more.
Well, you're performing at Zanies May 13th and 14th. The Comedy Mix in Vancouver.
Great club.
26th and 28th. And everyone can go to marknorman.com. And then you've got Tuesdays with Stories on iTunes, which tell everybody who you do that show with.
That's me and Joe List, and it's basically just we go on the road, we leave each other, we're best friends, we get into these crazy stories and crazy tales, and we come back and tell each other in a humorous banter.
So they're all the most recent stories that you have.
Yeah, every now and then, like a bedwetting or a child molesting will come up from the past, but
As
it's usually
a victim or an abuser?
Still a victim, hope to be an abuser one day.
You know, the thing is, the victim has a right to his stories. I don't think the abuser does. I don't think.
Hey, it happened to me.
Yeah.
It's my story.
I don't think the abuser could say something happened at age 33 that changed me forever.
It's like two comedians talking, like, who gets this? I get this one. This one's mine.
But Joe List, are his stories as good since he stopped being an alcohol ick?
Yes, they've I'm still the booze bag lady, poon chase, whatever, but he's now, we're the yin and yang, because he's now the old crotchety guy who's sober at a concert, and the guy's in front of him being loud, and he hates that guy. So those are his stories.
There's the thing about Joe List, Big Bad Bill of Sweet William now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He has settled down.
He really has.
Yeah, I mean, he used to be a drunk who shit himself and passed out in trains and rode around in that shit and then got on an airplane with that shit. And his stories are horrific. Horrific, where you go, hey, why didn't you realize that was your bottom? Why did you keep on drinking?
He's like, no, I went for another year or two.
But you as a guy who still drinks, do you find it impossible when people go, oh, I've quit drinking? Is that an affront to you?
Yeah, maybe I'm just such a socially anxious guy, an awkward guy, that I need it to function almost, sadly. And, I'm still scared of women for the most part, so I need it to get to the finish line a lot.
Do you realize you gave the exact description of an alcoholic?
Well, there you go.
When you say I need it to be around other human beings, you should just be like, no, I like to have a drink every once in a while, relax, enjoy myself.
Take the edge off.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keeping it real. Yeah. That's why I don't abuse it, because I need it. I love it that much.
Well, it is an incredible amount of fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But imagine if you just started feeling drunk and you weren't drinking. The number of things that would go through your head. You'd be like, get me to a hospital right now.
Right.
I've lost muscle control. I am saying inappropriate things.
I'm vomiting, wetting myself, crying.
I just tried to kiss someone I would never do that with in real life.
But it's weird, because as an introverted guy, the booze makes me go, oh, this is how everyone is normally. It takes that anxiety away. Must be nice to have that feeling all the time.
You're that anxious.
Oh, yeah, I'm a mess.
And yet, you're always comfortable on stage and you're comfortable on the radio.
Well, people say that, always go, if you're an introvert, how can you go on stage? Well, it's all pre-written and rehearsed over and over.
I didn't know that about you.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it. I thought, God, this guy's quick.
I mean, I appreciate it, but that's just the wheels turning, like these guys who are in their office break rooms, to me, that's impressive. They're just bebopping and scatting off the cuff, no net. Like Miles Davis in there. What'd you do this weekend? I'm like, how do you know to say that? Holy hell, that was good. What'd you take, an improv class? Jesus. So that really impresses me. I go to a family reunion, I'm screwed. I'm in the corner just, guzzling gin, trying to get through it.
Again, that's the exact description of an alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
But you're the same way, right?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah. Just getting liquored up.
I know when you stopped drinking, you don't make eye contact with people who do the show and you mumble more and stuff. You're going through an anxious period?
Yeah, just more anxiety. The anxiety comes
Yeah,
up from
remember
not drinking.
the first week especially, he was so
It's like the
fidgety.
first couple weeks.
He was so fidgety and he was like all weird and he was tappy.
But it seems like once you get past that hump, life is a lot better.
Well, if you fill it with something, you have to fill that anxiety with a new kind of philosophy, a new way of looking at the world.
Right.
Some people believe it's by letting go of those emotions as quickly as they happen to you. There's some people that talk about that kind of anxiety as almost narcissism, that it's so much about you
right.
that you're not focusing on the rest of the world.
I agree with. There's some truth to that, but people say they're not judging you. Don't worry. You think they're judging? I'm like, well, I'm judging them.
Yeah.
So somebody must be judging me.
Yeah. I have a tendency to, I enjoy talking to people unless it's small things. So like, I don't want to be the guy who deals with the pizza guy or the exterminator.
Yeah.
I'll just say to my chick, the exterminator's here.
I completely agree.
Yeah. Cause I don't want to be in that conversation. And to this day, I don't know why, because I'm very curious about people.
Do you think that that's usually men deflect that job to women, or do you think it just depends on the?
I know a lot of men that are obsessed with it.
Oh, they live for it.
Yeah, and
they like to be like, I'll call this guy.
And I'll follow him around the house, and I'll ask him exactly what's wrong and what I can do. I have friends like that are, they love when something breaks down and they can't fix it because they feel like, here's a chance for me to take a class.
Right, exactly.
Okay, that's what you did.
I would never do that.
Next time I don't have to call you. Perfect.
Yeah. And it never, they're not learning anything. But anxiety, do you think people were as anxious 50 years ago?
I think they just,
as they are now?
They bottled it and they fought through it.
Yeah.
That's the way they did it. They didn't bring it up.
Like English people.
Yes, but they're passive aggressive. That's where it comes out.
But it's also because your world was probably so much smaller. You probably had the same, you lived in the same place.
You knew where everything was. You weren't meeting a lot of strangers.
Yeah, so we're exposed to so many more people, and we have we have a lot more opportunity to have weird interactions.
That's true. When I was a kid, I would go to a friend's house and my dad would pick me up and he would be like, on the phone, he'd be like, just come outside at this time, get in the car, we're leaving. I don't want to talk to his mom, I don't want to talk to his dad. We're getting the hell out of here. He didn't even want to pull in the driveway. He would just leave it in drive and I would jump in. I'd run to the car and jump in the window.
Like hopping a train.
Yeah,
the door's
exactly. And I used to be like, what's his problem? Now I totally get it.
Well, maybe you were taught social anxiety from your dad. Maybe that's the thing.
He's a mess, yeah.
But I was just reading this the other day that they said with the more that we're so overstimulated with stuff, right? That boredom comes quicker. And then with boredom comes anxiety. To me, anxiety is your mind is moving faster than it needs to move, because then you're like, what happens if I say this? And then what if they do that? And what happens then?
Yeah.
Like I've talked to people who say they have full conversations in their head before they have the conversation.
Oh, I do that.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Does it ever work out as planned?
No, I learned, I'm 32 now. I learned this like a year ago where I just walk in and my brain is starting going, I'm going, shut up, get through it. And,
we just had a light go off above your head there.
Oh, boy.
Like a sign from God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what does that mean?
I think I just got cured.
Either that or the fries are done.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to train myself, like just pat it down. I used to have a boner problem, not to get too graphic, but I can get a boner during Spotlight. I'm fine, but like I would go with these girls and I would just be like, what if I don't get a boner? It'd be like 6 p.m. And then all day I was like, what if I don't get a boner? And then we're at dinner and I'm eating slowly, just staring at the wall, like, what if I don't get a boner? And she's talking about, Trump or something. And then it comes to the time and I can't perform. And then I would go home on the train. I'd have a huge boner. And I was like, God damn it, Dick. You piece of shit. My dick and my mind are in cahoots.
Yeah. Well, literally, don't you think like there's no one who plays professional baseball who thinks don't hit the ball to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want that thing.
Yes.
And it's the same way in comedy. You want to go up. You feel like, I should close the show. You know what I mean? But anytime in your life that you go, what if this doesn't work? It's like you're almost steering towards that.
Of course. Don't you remember your comedy days walking on stage? You go, this is going to be bad. I can feel it. And then it was bad. But if you weren't thinking it, it's a great set.
Yeah, the beautiful thing of radio, you're like, I think today killed. Because you don't know.
Right. Yeah.
They hung on every word and then laughed in all the right places.
You picture a school bus listening to it all dying, killing the school bus. Yeah.
I've actually heard that from people, though, from people who said, oh, I used to listen to you then, me and all my friends, and you get to hear those stories as the years go by, and then you're just like, that's the fucking weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
Because most of the time, don't you just think about this room when you're doing radio?
Totally.
Where in comedy, you look at the audience, and your focus goes to someone who's not laughing.
Yes.
Just like, you're like, wonder what stick up this fucking guy's ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But in radio, I think more often, I think of just what's happening in the room. And if somebody brings it up outside of this room, you're like, wait, how is that person listening? It's more bizarre because it feels very in the moment. And it feels.
Yeah. That's why I felt about Bonfire. It's like, someone heard that?
Yes, I was the listener.
Yeah.
That day.
That was so off.
Your friend Amy Schumer, I don't know whether you saw this. This is her on Vanity Fair cover, which is a big deal.
I saw it, yeah.
Even bigger deal, Annie Leibovitz shot that. The same person that they would, call out to do Mick and Keith and John Belushi.
That's huge.
Has anyone ever blown up in comedy as fast? I mean, we got to go back to like Steve Martin.
Yeah.
I think before somebody was just as accepted by the mainstream.
I don't think anyone has, and I was there for the whole thing, and it was wild to watch.
Yeah.
Unfolded right in front of my eyes. It was crazy. I remember we're doing the Funny Bone in Hartford, and, just half full Chicago, 18 people there. And then she did the roast. That was huge. And then she said, come up to my hotel room. I want to show you something. She showed me like a quick sizzle for her sketch show. I was like, that looks interesting. Whatever, probably not get picked up like everything else. Boom. That got picked up. That won some Emmys. And then, what was the big one? There was some big thing that she did that just...
Oh, she did hosted one of those award shows.
Hosted an award show and then Trainwreck.
Trainwreck
in the movie.
And because it was like even a good time for Apatow where they're like, Apatow's got quite the eye.
Yeah,
They were looking at him like it's almost like if you're a painter and there was a certain art collector who that guy buys into it so everybody in the world does.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, your grandmother be like, who I like? And you're like, I know what's coming here.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't seem odd to you, but it does to me.
But all of that was happening, and I think it was the best season of her show as well. So it was like, there was so much attention.
Yeah, everything went viral. Certain sketches went big. Yeah. But it was cool because in the beginning, opening for her, she always had that confidence, that mindset, like, it's coming. I know it's coming. And we're all like, well, we're playing a back of a barn. But she knew, and she was cool and collected the whole time, and just like we would all go out drinking after her shows, and she would be writing Trainwreck.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then she did Stern. Apatow heard her, and he picked it up, and the movie was killer. I got cut out of it, but yeah, it was great. And then she did the Apollo, and now she's doing the Garden.
It's unbelievable, right? And it's all in a couple of years.
Yeah. And I would have lost, just the scene with the shit she has to go through when you start getting that kind of fame, a weaker person would have lost it. I can't believe she's that strong.
I don't think people realize how unpleasant it is to suddenly have anything like that happen, that you have to put up with a lot of shit, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean... As a woman, especially, the insults coming at you and the male hatred. Like we were talking the other day. Have you seen her special by any chance?
The new one?
Yeah.
No.
Well, she ends on these sexual acts. That's the big closer, like the rusty trombone.
Oh, that's the one from the Apollo.
The Patrice thing, and there was the Patrice backlash. You're stealing. And then I watched Jimmy Carr's special last week. He does the same closer. Not a peep. Yeah. No one's mentioned it. No one's been like, well, hey, who stole blah, blah, blah. And it's like they just went after her.
So you just think it's a woman thing?
Well, I think it's a woman thing plus she's a household name. Jimmy Carr's not a household name, but she is, so it's easier to attack,
I just find it just fascinating to see, because I don't know, how many people I saw that I had met before they were that big and then got that big. And again, it's far beyond stand-up comedy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think just specials would have done this. I think it was a TV show and the movie that made people who don't know half the people that we talk about
of course,
who they are. You know?
I mean, except for like Dice and Eddie Murphy, who else is... Because stand-up comedy, it's hot right now. I think we're in a boom.
Yeah, they say that, but every time there's a boom, there's a pop, because there's too many places to see it for free. And that's what happened last time, that you're like, I'll just stay at my house. Why would I go out to a club?
But I think I completely agree, but we have the internet now, and the internet is almost like an ozone layer around that bubble, and it kind of can strengthen it so the bubble won't pop, because we have the internet, which is where all the excess goes.
Right.
So that helps it a little.
Well, the weird thing is that everybody will now a big difference is a lot of people were a fan of comedy, but now they can be specifically fans.
Yes.
So you don't need a gigantic, an unbelievable show to hold enough people that come see you at a club or come see your thing. You know, the first person who brought that up to me was Patrice. The first day I did the Unmasked, he said, I want 100,000 fans that will come see me, buy my product, whatever. That's what I want. I don't want to be mainstream. And I think about it all the time. That's what we have now. We have a lot of people who have 100. Now, we're not talking about Amy or Ricky Gervais. We're just talking about people that can go out and wherever they go can get to a point that they can fill that room.
Yes.
Of people who know them, particularly either from their podcast or some viral videos or whatever. But that has kind of replaced the kind of stardom that we see Amy having. You know?
Yeah.
But it's interesting to put a cap on what level of success that you would want, because so often people who are successful, they just don't have that. So they just keep pushing farther and farther. And in fact, when they achieve it, they really don't know quite what to do with themselves.
Well,
you're right.
There isn't a, all right, the same thing happens when you're drinking, when you think there's that exact high that you want to have when you're drinking and you always bypass it or don't quite get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you're only perfectly buzzed for a little period of time. That's what happens with fame. You know what I mean? Like, to keep and go with the right amount of fame is almost impossible.
Yeah, you got to enjoy that 2 whiskey buzz.
Yeah.
You got to maintain that.
But it won't stay with you. Like, you're like, it's drifted a little too low.
Right.
I'm up too high. Try doing that same fucking game of Coke. You're really fucking chasing, or you're really running it.
But the adrenaline rush of getting that next thing is probably so addictive. I mean, you can't feel as good as you feel when you first get the news, whether, your show gets picked up or you find out that you land some gig that you never thought that you were going to be able to say.
Here's what happens, though. You try to do things bigger rather than better, right? So you're like, okay, I played 2,000. I guess the next one's going to be 3,000. And then once you do 10,000, you're like, I could never go back and do 2,000 people. I mean, that's idiotic. That's terrible.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's why I think Louis C.K. is such a brilliant guy, because he's like, okay, I'm, millionaire, got my own TV show, I'm selling out whatever the hell I want. But yet he makes this weird avant-garde show that he's in love with.
Right.
And with Alan Alda and Buscemi and all these great people, and it's weird, and any producer or any, agent would be like, what the hell are you doing? We're not going to make a dime on this. He's like, I want to do it. It's fun for me. This is what I like. I've never done it. And that's, I think it's how you keep it sane.
And yet he also has claimed that he lost millions doing it.
He'll make it. He'll make it back.
Yeah. I mean, that happened at the right period of his life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why it's still working, that he could go out and do a big tour and get that money back, because if it starts to happen after you're coming down on the other part, I mean, it's always surprising to me. You ever notice some people are allowed to make bad movies and other people aren't? You know what I mean? Like, some people can't have a flop film.
Yeah.
Pauly Shore's last film flop. They never gave him another one. They just went, that's it, Pauly.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Dudley Moore got to make tons of bad movies.
Yeah.
Just went on for 15 years. You're like, that's not as good as what you did before. Chevy Chase made tons of bad movies. Everyone goes, I love Chevy Chase. Yeah, you probably love 5 to 10% of the movies that he did.
Yeah.
That's it.
Who loves Chevy Chase?
People that grew up on Vacation and Caddyshack, they still, if you'll say to regular people, do you like Chevy Chase? Oh, fuck yeah. What's the last movie you really saw? I don't know, 85, 86?
Right, yeah. Fletch.
That's good, Fletch. People love Fletch. I think it's really funny that you just said, who loves Chevy Chase?
Now you just hear all these terrible things, like he's the worst guy ever, and he's a racist weirdo.
Well, most people aren't liked for their real personality. They're like for their persona.
Isn't that odd? People are like, I love Tom Hanks. You're like, you don't know anything about him. You just know him in Philadelphia.
Right.
That's weird.
He's had that movie out this week, Hologram for a King.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably the most liked person of my lifetime. I'm thinking back that people said good things about him in like 79.
Right.
They're like, his show is cute, but he's a really good dude. And that has gone on ever since.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else who even comes close to that status of just being a good dude?
Known as one.
Well, Bill Murray, people love.
I love Bill Murray. He's my guy.
And Bill Murray is thought of fondly by everybody who you bring up Bill Murray. And even Bill Murray has done some kind of mean things that people are like, but that's just Bill. You know what I mean? That's just Bill.
I think he beat his wife or something. I think he did.
Okay.
Yeah, but the way he did it.
Yeah.
So great.
He's so subtle and snarky.
Really great.
Perfect. It's beautiful the way he beat her.
Yeah. I really don't want to know how anyone's real personality is.
No.
People
Why
are
would
awful.
Yeah.
They're just terrible.
I haven't really met anyone in real life that I liked.
But it sucks now as if you become a celebrity, everyone gets to know you. They're like, Wikipedia, that's out. I'm going to tweet at you. Like, there's really no wall anymore.
People will be like, Tom Hanks is an ass. He didn't retweet me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know when like I was younger, there was no way that I could even think of like what Mick Jagger was doing.
No.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, I guess he's in a castle in the sky or something. Down in a dungeon with an orgy.
Right.
But I wouldn't think that I would just be able to, hey, Mick, what's going on? Is there a new album coming out?
Yeah, you could watch his Instagram. Oh, he went to the grocery store. You know?
Right.
It takes the magic out of it.
I was, I forget who we were talking about Nicholson was the last guy who didn't have to go out and do the Tonight Show when he put out a movie. He would just put out a movie.
Yeah.
And he might do press because he thought that kept the persona. Like you could see a magazine, Annie Leibovitz took pictures of Jack, but you wouldn't see him just doing like the Today Show, you know?
Right.
And that somehow made him better,
Yeah.
you know?
Interesting.
You could keep that mystery.
Well, now anyone who's got a movie coming out, you see them 15 times that week.
Yeah.
And then they disappear on the Monday.
Right.
No one shows up on a Monday live, just stopping by.
Yeah.
Movie just came out.
The movie came out 2 days ago.
Doing okay.
Yeah. Hoping to get some word of mouth. They know that doesn't work. They know by midday on Friday what that movie is going to go off market 3 months ago making. They have the algorithms down.
Yeah.
Mark Norman is here. He's getting the bitter taste of the bonfire out of his mouth. He's doing very, very well. You can see him at Zany's in Nashville, May 13th and 14th. And then the Comedy Mix in Vancouver, May 26th and 28th. Go to marknorman.com for tickets. And then Tuesdays with Stories. The podcast is on iTunes.
It's actually marknormancomedy.com.
Oh, it's Mark Norman Comedy.
Some real estate tool has Mark Norman.
Is that right?
Yeah. No big deal. Just saying. They can Google it. It'll come up. Just Google my name.
Don't worry. We're letting go of a couple people.
Ah, boy.
Speak. Look, Joe's crying. This is the last thing that I needed.
Sorry, Joe.
He just got yelled at today by Eric Stonestreet from Modern Family. And you wouldn't even make eye contact with him. You let a guy who wins Emmys for playing a gay guy push you around today.
I cringed in here, yeah.
Why? Why wouldn't you
Because you know it's wrong.
Yeah, well, he knows Ariel Winter, and
what
has
happens?
seen her grown up.
There's a little girl who grew up on TV. She's now 18.
Oh, yeah.
And they follow her Instagram constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And I pointed it out to the guy. And by the way, I was planning on doing that all week to both you guys. There's pictures of her there.
Oh, well, so you're not gay.
Bye.
Bye.
Is that an easier thing to be bi, or is it harder?
I feel like, you get all the choices at that point.
Yeah, but they get a lot of flack.
Oh, they do, the bi
From what I
people?
hear.
Yeah, because for not taking a stand?
Yeah, it's like, well, I think the assumption is if you're bisexual and you want to have sex with everyone, not just are open to more than one gender. So it's like it's a slutty thing. Which fits for Chris. Sure, it makes sense. It applies.
Bisexual gets a weird rap because a lot of people don't believe it. Like, oh, bi, that's not a real thing.
Yeah,
You're
they
like,
don't.
Well, that's somebody's lifestyle. They're not Bigfoot.
Yeah.
You're just saying they don't exist and they're right in front of you.
Nah.
Well, here's what people say. The women are. I wish Eric Stonestreet would come back in here right now.
Yeah.
You were caught giving that thumbs
Is this
up.
his daughter?
No.
Oh, okay.
She is on his TV show, and she grew up with him.
Oh, right.
On
I know her
Modern
now.
Family.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did that, he started glaring at the guys. And instead of sitting here and talking, shut down on the radio, both of you.
Yeah.
Who are you? What? Where are we?
Yeah.
Is this the bonfire? Sorry, I'll wake up. Oh, wow. Look at that caboose.
That's what she's known for, I believe. She actually had a breast reduction.
She did. She's very, very breasty.
Was she the nerdy one?
She is the nerdy one. So she's the very young one.
So it's fun. Yeah, you get to watch that transition from nerdy to hot.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And the best thing is the girl who plays her older sister is the hot one. And she's always supposed to be, all the guys like her.
Right.
And then she just started to blossom into this girl, and they're just like putting her in turtlenecks and trying to make her.
How do you think the older one feels about that? You think this is a little too,
I particularly because she was sexualized very young. I'm sure she has that feeling of like I'm 22 and I'm washed up feeling, because that started very young with her, where they were like, she's a sex symbol, and she was like 16.
I think she feels like Glenn Fry when all of a sudden Henley started doing all the lead singing. It's like, really?
I'm sure that's how she describes it. Well, if she's out there, the 22-year-old, I'll fuck you. Just letting you know.
So sweet of you.
Of course, I'm a
He
gentleman.
has to be drunk first, or his dick won't work.
Yeah.
Don't put that in his head.
Oh, thanks, Ron. Jeez. Now my boner went down here. That was so hard. But yeah, I got over that. I had to go to therapy for that shit.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What was the thing that changed in therapy?
Just like telling because my brain, I just believed everything.
Yeah.
And I had to learn, like, your brain is just a piece of shit. He's a bully and he's trying to attack you. And it's low self-esteem and anxiety rolled into this weird burrito of shame. And it all comes from childhood and blah, blah, blah. And once you start realizing it, you can beat the evil powers.
Well, that's the strange thing that is to figure out, is that we are not our thoughts.
Yes.
That when we're thinking something, there's also another behind those thoughts as well. And that's nuts. I mean, that's really, a machine that's built like shit.
Yeah.
It's just a bad machine.
And that your chemistry, whatever chemical changes, can make you think and feel differently. It's no different than any other physical thing that happens in your body that you don't feel like you control.
Yeah, well, you mean like mood changes and stuff like that? Yeah. Well, I'm missing a meal and I feel like stabbing somebody, no matter what they said to me.
Yeah.
I'll just take out a knife and stab them, and I'll have to go to court and go, I can't tell you how hungry I was. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I could get off. I just looked at the jury and say, it had been like 6 hours since I had any I had some peanuts, and they just tell you that's protein, but it isn't.
Instead of tasing you, they just put food in your mouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's
Gotcha.
all right.
I'm overacting.
You are still arrested, though.
That last meal at the in the the jail cell before you get killed. You're like, pull the trigger. I'm fine. I've already eaten.
The weird thing is, we've never had more food available than we do today. In the history of the world, you drive down the street and you're never far from a restaurant. Sometimes you can look around and see 15 restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
And fast food only started in the 60s. You know? That in fast food, people, in the 60s, people were still packing food to go places.
Why are we fatter now, though? Why are we so fat now? Is it the TVs and the computer screens and all that? Is it the less movement? Because all the food is still there.
Well, I think it's more processed foods, too. Like, I think that we've upped our processed foods.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's non-digestible type food, which isn't even food to begin with.
Yeah.
They say that that you could tell poverty now by the obesity of the children, rather than the fact that the children would be too skinny or have one of those distended bellies.
Right.
Instead, you see those little kids running around. Their eyes are just like slits. They're so fat.
Yeah.
It's so cute when they smoke cigarettes and stuff.
Love
though.
those kids.
But it's impossible. It's like if you have no money and you can take, $3 and fill your kid up with McDonald's, that's not going to go very far in the grocery store if you're buying organic fruits and vegetables.
Yeah,
and
you
meat.
can't be thinking farm to table when you got no money.
No.
Yeah, but Trump will fix that.
Yeah, he's
Trump,
be great.
Today's election day, what 5 places?
It's Delaware, Maryland, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and PA.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. Where Trump is supposed to get, in Pennsylvania, they believe 100% of the vote. Like, there won't be one person voting against him in the entire state of Pennsylvania.
There's 0 minorities in Pennsylvania.
They don't No, it's a movable election area, so the voting booths don't stay. If they see a bunch of black people, they could just drive over to the other part of town.
Gotta keep up with them.
Yeah. All right, we got a break here, Chris?
Yeah, we got a break.
All right, we're going to break. Mark Norman is sitting with us. MarkNormanComedy.com.
Thank you, sir.
Go see him at Zany's in Nashville and at the Comedy Mix in Vancouver. We'll be right back. This is Bennington.
We're back with Bennington, and we've got Mark Norman in studio. Mark is performing at Zany's in Nashville May 13th and 14th. Go to zanys.com for more information. He's performing at the Comedy Mix in Vancouver May 26th through the 28th. Comedy Mix or thecomedymix.com for tickets and information. You can also go to marknormancomedy.com for more information and check out Tuesdays with Stories, his podcast on iTunes.
Thank you.
That's a lot, my friend. You've got a lot going on.
That's a lot. I'm a busy guy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tired, but it's good to be busy. I haven't seen my friends in years, but I love the lifestyle.
I wonder at what point you're going to be like, oh man, travel's tough, because you're still loving it, right?
I already hate the travel. I love the new city. I love the shows. I love the gig, but I hate the flight and the Zone 1.
Yes.
Everything out of your pockets, please. No belt, no shoes, laptops out. I'm like, I want to kill myself every time I hear that. No tinkering or toiling or tampering with the smoke detector. Like, we could just say, don't mess with it. Do we need all these words? So all that stuff, I want to kill myself. But yeah, I love the act of it. Like being in Austin or being in Vancouver is all great and all that. But
if only you could be like Bewitched and just hit your nose and off you go and you're there. But I even find the same thing of a vacation. Just like if you have to get on a plane for a vacation, it doesn't feel fun anymore.
I completely agree. Also, in the vacation, you're in Hawaii, but you still have your brain. You know, I'm still on the beach in Maui with this anxiety.
Yeah.
I might as well just do a bunch of blow and go in a hotel in Queens.
There's my vacation.
Yes.
That's what I do. And then every once in a while, I'll just look out the window and go, who said that? Someone's close.
Did you read Carlin's book about how he would have his wife would walk in, he would be having a conversation with like 8 people in his room that weren't there? And just, full conversations, different personalities,
I had a friend of mine get like that one night, and we ended up having to put him in the bathroom. We're on the road. It was a bunch of guys. We couldn't make it back because everything went sideways on us. So we pulled into this like Sheraton, and it was like really difficult even to get all of us upstairs, checked in upstairs. And then we had to put him in the bathroom. And he was just talking away and looking in the mirror and pointing and shit. And occasionally somebody would say, I have to take a piss. And I'd be like, I would go outside.
Yeah.
You don't want to go in that bathroom right now.
No.
Because if he starts fucking eating you, I'm not helping.
Right. You don't want to break up that powwow he's having.
Then the next day, we couldn't read, but other than that, we were back on the road. And because they're fucking everything got fucking so bad from this. But then you're stuck in the car with that guy who now as a fucking lunatic. You know what I mean? That he's already went down the river. And he's kind of back, but really?
He's lost his grip.
Yeah. You can't be around someone who's lost their mind ever again. And have it get
Hey
back.
guys, it's cool. I'm normal now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like if 2 friends murder someone, they just murder a hooker because things get weird. Yeah. Can they ever just go to ball games without looking at each other? Like, no. You believe that happened 6 years ago?
With you?
I mean, it brings you closer, I guess. It's a bonding experience.
I mean, what? Yeah, you would think you know not to talk, right?
Right.
But I wonder what percentage of, say, Americans have gotten away with murder.
Oh, I think a pretty good amount, especially in the Midwest.
Midwest is where most of the murders take place for you.
I think it's at rural areas. I think it's a little dicey.
Wasn't that strange? Well, did you see that thing the other day? There's families were just shot execution style.
Yeah, that was
and then they're like,
story.
They were growing weed. I'm like, it's got to be more than weed.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about weed?
Yeah, they had some fucking plants. It was like they had a small fucking pot farm on their property.
Yeah, it's got to be something better, right?
And they're all hunted down at the same time in the same city.
Execution.
Shot in the back of the fucking head.
Yeah.
It had to be meth. Meth or coke.
Yeah.
I think it's meth. Because you don't get Coke fucking things out in the middle of the sticks like that. They love their
fucking
beds.
landlocked.
Wouldn't it be crazy if you found it was just over like Netflix?
Yeah.
Something ridiculous.
But you're saying it was a time thing where they went into each house like different.
Yeah, they were all killed at the same time.
Yeah.
But how far away?
I don't know. They were all over the city. They weren't like close together.
They lived in a small town, but they weren't all in the same place, and it was like perfectly planned.
All right.
When they
The
were
other
all
thing
apart.
could have been that they had knowledge of something that went down before.
Oh,
like that thing in Goodfellas where you got to get rid of the guys who know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. One of them was a mother, like shot in front of her, like infants.
They left the infant laying there in the warm blood, and
Yeah.
they didn't kill the baby.
Weak.
Yeah.
That makes me feel like
pussies.
Yeah. Well, not everybody wants to go all the way with this. Not everyone is as committed as you guys are.
I think
Kill that baby.
Would it be easier to shoot the baby?
Well, it's always easier to shoot a baby, but what are you getting out of it? It's like, I don't think they were there because they were serial killers.
It's like a no secret. God get them all.
Would you shoot the baby?
Yeah, if I was in the state of where I'm fucking down to murder people,
yeah,
and then the fucking baby's still there, but there has no parents because we just wiped out the whole fucking family, might as well take the baby out.
Well, this is hopefully going to be part of the premise of the movie that's coming out, Birth of a Nation, because that's actually how that story goes. During that slave uprising, one of the things is
what was his name? Nat Turner?
Yeah, Nat Turner. So Nat Turner, they went to this plantation, they killed all the people there, they were going to move on to the next plantation, and then one of the guys, as they were like marching away with torches, is like, yeah, that was pretty crazy too, because there was a baby on the third floor. And he was like, what do you mean? And he was like, there's like a little baby in a crib, I just left it. And they went back and killed the baby. Because the point was to like completely wipe out the whole family.
Wow.
You gotta get it all. It's like
we'll see if they bring it up.
It's like when you get a chicken dinner and you don't really want the coleslaw, but you eat it
Yeah.
because it's part of it.
You're right. You paid for it.
Yeah.
It's all part of the package deal that you're getting. Like when you're on a package deal, sometimes you'll get things that you don't want. You're
Sure.
like, yeah, give me the tomato juice. I already paid for it.
Yes,
You drink
exactly.
and you're like, I don't like this shit. It's so fucking tomatoey.
I don't like baby shooting, but hey, it's part of the package.
Nat Turner, is that who they named Turner Field over in Atlanta? Is that why? Because they were. So these are the good guys that killed the
That's
baby.
that's what I'm in. Well, we'll see how it's portrayed in the movie. But I remember hearing about that story specifically about that uprising. But it'll be a hard thing to do if you're like, yeah, I'm totally with these guys. And then you're like, well,
these guys agree you got to kill the baby.
yeah, they're
I mean,
they're fine with it.
You got to kill the baby.
You gotta kill the baby.
Chris, what would it take for you to kill somebody? Is it revenge? Is it
Probably has to be like life and death, or it's like
Really?
probably.
like that they were going to kill you,
Yeah.
but you're going to let them draw first, like a white hat in the Old West?
Oh no, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that crazy that they used to duel? The balls that took, the toughness it takes to duel is
Dude,
insane to me.
If somebody was coming to me to fucking duel, I'm shooting him the second I see that fucker.
Yeah,
he's coming
totally.
through the door. He's getting him fucking bull.
He's like taking out his dual gloves. And you're just like,
yeah.
oh, that's done.
I'd always yell, duel start, and I'd shoot. And then I'd look at everybody else. You heard me yell duel start. Because that's why you had to go along, because the
Yeah.
society felt that you had to. I remember the first time that I found out that people live differently. I was working in a carnival when I was 17, and it would always be the same thing. We'd meet local girls. They go crazy because they didn't know girls. They never had guys from out of town. It was always small towns that were playing, so they could do things without getting a reputation. Then the local boys would come around all fucking pissed off, and the shit would start. So this guy is going to.
What year is this? Sounds like the 20s.
Well, this was in the 70s when this happened, but it still goes on now. If you have any kind of neighborhood, like even in the Jersey Shore, Catholic girls who go down, they have a summer, boom, they can do whatever they want.
I see.
Without having to carry that around with them. So this fucking local boy was going to beat up this friend of mine, and I'm like. Hey, don't worry about it. It's fucking 8 against 1. And the other Canadians are, what are you talking about? What do you mean, what am I talking about? There's 8 of us. We'll fuck this guy up as soon as he comes around. They go, well, it's got to be a fair fight. I go, fair fight? Look at this asshole. He's a friend of ours. He's going to get his ass beat, though. He's 115 pounds. This guy walks up, we'll beat him. They go, we can't live like that.
Wow.
I can't even relate to fair fight. Our friend's getting beat up.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Stand back.
Yeah.
Make sure it's fair.
Yeah. Marcus wins, Murray. No kicking. Because my neighborhood wasn't that way. My neighborhood was, you hit one of us, you hit all of us. You know? Much easier way to live. Much like the United States military acts.
And you know what? I bet it makes people friendlier because then you're getting people who are on your side. You're like, I need at least a dozen friends.
Right. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So all wearing either red or blue. Depending. But see, the downside of that is you're finding yourself helping people who started fights all the time.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, but you're starting this fucking shit. Why don't you shut up for 5 minutes with this guy?
Right.
Chris, what were your friends like in the story?
Oh, they were like scumbags. They were just
But
strange
would you feel
dudes.
like they had your back if you went out?
Yeah.
Now, these are all the friends that dumped you, and now you had to start new friends?
Yeah.
He lost every friend in his life over the winter. He won't tell us why, but you said you did something horrible.
Yeah, it's just something, I guess something fucked up happened, and then they decided not to fucking hang out with me anymore.
Did anyone give you the reason?
No, I mean, I don't want to know. I mean, I don't.
doesn't want to know.
Wait, so you are gay?
Yes.
Bisexual,
Is that what did it?
Mark.
He's bi.
Right. Sorry. That doesn't exist.
Nobody believes you.
Yeah.
So now I'm hanging out with, guys from the office.
Oh, that's bad.
And they're all from the top 40 radio station. Why you hang out with you rock and rolling?
I'll see what they're doing this weekend.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I love those guys. They were in Austin.
Why you start... Roland is at least a single guy. He's always doing fun stuff.
Yeah.
Why don't you just ask him if you could be a new friend?
You guys could be best friends.
I hate to see it with top 40 guys.
Yeah, it doesn't suit. You know what? It doesn't suit you, and it doesn't suit us.
And then how come today that top 40 guy gave me the point and the pound and never even acknowledged you?
So I don't know. I only know one of the dudes I only know Brian Sampson.
I thought he was friends with you until a host is around. Why would I talk to a producer when there's a host? I
can't be seen with him.
The hierarchy of radio personalities.
Fucking pleb.
I almost got into a fight last night, actually, and I'm not a big fighter guy. I was avoiding it, but this guy came up to me in the village, probably midnight, and I had my headphones in, and he goes, little guy, and he goes, hey, man, you okay? And I'm like, yeah. He's like running up to catch up to me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. He's like, you sure you're okay? I'm like, this guy's going to try something. So I go, yeah, I'm okay, and I take my headphones on. I'm like, what's up? And he goes, we're patrolling the area, just making sure you're okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. What do you want? And he goes, white bitch, and walks away. And I go, fuck you. And then he goes, fuck it. We had like a fuck you off on the street. But I Googled it. Turns out patrolling is like gay slang. So I think he could see I wasn't gay. And I was like, what do you want? And then he got mad. It's like the equivalent of when you hit on a girl and she says no and you're like, fucking lesbian.
Right.
You know?
He was right that you're a white bitch, though. That part he was
he
right
nailed
about. But
stuff.
if someone says, are you okay? That's the fucking
I think
thing.
patrolling is the
He's
thing.
patrolling.
patrolling.
He's
Yeah.
patrolling the neighborhood.
For cock?
I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what
I assume.
Chris.
And you should have been like, well, you guys are the real heroes out here.
Right, yeah.
And he's
Keeping
like,
us all
I don't know
safe.
how to read this.
New York's
I'm
finest.
just going to touch his penis really slowly
Yeah.
though, just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Why don't you say this? Why don't you try patrolling in my mouth or asshole?
That would be better.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't have got called a white bitch.
Right.
Might still have while he was being pounded.
Good point.
You like
Yeah.
this, you white bitch?
But, in a nice way.
I hate when people point out that we're white.
I hate
there's
it,
nothing
too.
I can do about it.
I know. I grew up in a black neighborhood, and that was it. Everything was just white boy,
White,
white bitch, white
yeah.
motherfucker. Yeah, it's like, come on, we have to make this racial? We're playing Yahtzee.
I'm like, I tan every summer. Catch me later. You're going to be surprised.
Right.
Deep tan. Chris, did you get hassled for being white in your high school? Because I know he went back for his reunion and didn't
Jesus.
realize that
It was a 15-year reunion. I went to an all-black high school, I feel like, according to the reunion. There was no other white people there.
Why did you just now notice it, though, when you went to a reunion?
I don't know.
Because of Dungeons and Dragons. When he was younger, he wasn't paying attention. You were like a nerd, right, with all that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, just constantly reading science fiction, fucking Lord of the Rings books.
I don't consider anything with dragons to be science fiction. It has to have science, or else it's fantasy.
That would be.
That is fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet, if you're like, even if you're on Netflix, you'll go, oh, sci-fi movies, and you're stuck with all the fucking fantasy, and then they'll even throw cartoons in. Stop it with this. The Jetsons are not sci-fi. They're a cartoon.
Spaceships.
Yeah. Put them next to Bugs Bunny. But you like fantasy even more than sci-fi, because I know you like both.
Yeah, I like both, but yeah, because like Lord of the Rings was really the fucking thing I read when I was a kid that I loved.
That happened. What age?
I'd say probably 10 or 11, something like that.
You were actually younger. It's normally like 13 to 15. It seems like the sweet spot. If you read it then, it stays with you forever. Dune is another one.
Oh, God, I love
Because when
Dune.
you're younger, I think you're ready to put in that kind of work.
Right.
Going over the page.
Right.
Harry
Like
Potter
I see now.
Yeah. What is it? I can't get into it. I hate that stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me either.
It's so slow and none of it mattered. I can't relate to it. Give me a movie with a guy with a job. That's all I want. Or a car. I like a car in there is good.
Now, I have a friend who can't even watch a cowboy movie. He can only watch things that are modern. He couldn't watch a movie about the Civil War.
Well, that's weird.
It's Al Dukes from the what is that? The what's the name of that show? Boomer Carton. Yeah.
Ironically, he sounds like a cowboy. Al Dukes here.
Al Dukes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said he can't watch a black and white movie either. And I'm like, why? And he goes, it doesn't have any color in it. The world doesn't look like that. He's not much of a dreamer.
No.
Yeah.
He's a real realist.
It's like a picky eater with movies.
Yeah. I don't know whether he can watch a Model T Ford. I don't know where, his cutoff space is.
See, I love it. Like a Marx Brothers movie.
Me too.
Still love it. Holds up.
I'll put on a Marx Brothers movie and then feel embarrassed about the state of comedy today. I'm like, first of all, you've got the quickest, funniest guy, and then his brother is the funniest physical fucking guy that I've ever seen in my life.
Harpo?
Yes, Harpo's amazing.
Amazing. I still do his gags and they're still funny.
What do you do?
Like, I'll talk to somebody, I'll just put my leg up on him.
Funniest shit
and
ever.
hold it, and like, what the hell? It works.
It's the funniest thing ever. I've seen it a million times, and I'll laugh every time.
Yeah. Imagine seeing that live. Isn't that crazy?
They were Broadway shows first. So they went to Broadway, and they would just crush these rooms, and then they basically just started to film some of that.
Yeah.
But they were Jewish. Is there such a thing as Jewish white trash? You know what I mean? Like, I don't, but they would, I read stuff about them, and they would come in for when they would get the scripts, and people they would bring their whole family, like a huge posse, and people would have chickens and stuff, like live chickens. Because they were right up here. They grew up in New York in like the 80s or 90s. And, the whole family was kind of white trash, and they knew it. And like, the kids were playing vaudeville when they were like 12.
Wow.
12.
They were a singing group first.
Yeah, they would like harmonize and stuff. But then if there was a girl in the show in the back room, as a team, the three of them would come in and just start pulling her clothes off. Somewhat funny, but also they would finish it if she was into it. Like, you read the stories about the Marx Brothers, you just can't believe it.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. And then, Chico was a pool hustler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever read the Comedian's book by Cliff Nestoroff?
No, I haven't.
It's unbelievable. It just goes from like vaudeville to radio to TV to nightclubs to, whatever, ends in podcasting. Does the whole gamut. And the Marx Brothers section was by far my favorite.
Well, there's Harpo Speaks, I think is the name that's Harpo's book.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing, because he also used to hang out at the Algonquin table. Wow. So he knew all those hilarious, funny Dorothy Parker and all these really funny, quick, mean fucking people.
Yeah.
It was almost like it's the comics table down at the cellar. And they would just be together every day just to ball bust.
Yeah.
And then, he would go and do Marx Brothers.
And you think these comics are like, I paid my dues by doing open mics and barking. Yeah. Oh, these guys paid their dues. They would, the anti-Semitism alone in like these small towns. And then they said if they had to get their check fast enough to get back to the train, or if you missed the train back to New York, you would just have to sleep at the train station. Stuff like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, there's just long things where they would just eat potatoes and nothing else for days. And they didn't... I mean, there was no like, hey, this could lead to stardom. There was no idea of that happening at all.
Yeah.
And why they caught on like that. But that was amazing. Dick Cavett, I've had him on this show, and he knew Groucho when he was older.
Yeah.
And the stories that he has, they're just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And even when Groucho was like an old guy, he would be hilarious and crazy, and he would go to the synagogue in Beverly Hills, and the guy would be doing this thing, and he would go, "Is it time for me to sing yet?" So he would just yell out. And every week they would let him get up and do a song and do a couple minutes. Because he was like, "Let me know." And he would just get up and he would slay the place, and he would be like in his 90s.
Yeah.
All right, we got to wrap this up, Chris.
Mark Norman's been in studio. Mark's performing at Zanies in Nashville, May 13th and 14th. Go to Zanies.com for tickets.
I'm going to Nashville.
And Mark's performing at the Comedy Mix in Vancouver, May 26th through 28th. Go to thecomedymix.com for tickets, and marknormancomedy.com for all additional dates. And on iTunes, his podcast with Joe List, Tuesdays with Stories, is available now.
What if I want to send him a tweet?
Oh, you can go at Mark Norm.
That's everything.
Appreciate it. Thanks. This was fun.
My Twitter and Instagram are blocked to everybody right now. And I got some
Why
great
won't you
pictures
accept
on
me,
my
though?
Instagram.
At least accept me.
Yeah.
I got on my Instagram right
person,
now,
too.
and I got it from a friend of mine, Michelle Obama naked pictures.
What?
Yeah, and I just closed it down. I decided not to let anybody see it.
Share. Share that shit.
Yeah.
Get some likes.
Huh?
You get likes if you share it.
I don't like to share. I just like to have it. I keep it just as like a storage area.
Oh, like a cloud? Like in the cloud.
All right, I'm going to tell you this story real fast before we leave, because I just found out today. You know how Fez's dad died and he didn't have a will and he had the whole family in trouble and all that? They lost the house.
Yeah.
So he texted me today. We just found out that my dad had this savings box at the bank, right? And there's coins and cash that are like worth more than, the facial thing.
Oh.
They're like antique coins, antique
shit.
cash.
Whoa.
And nobody knew about it. He kept this box at the bank.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
Now, here's the weird thing. He worked at the bank.
Yeah.
So where did he get those coins from over the years? It's like a fun mystery. So then I text back, because now the whole family, his brother said, my father would want me to have those coins. But I said that whoever wants to get the coins has to stay overnight in a haunted mansion. That's the only way. That's everything with my will is haunted mansion. All right, that's it for us. I'll see everybody again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!